You know, it's funny that some people just think life is all fucking fun and games, right? They take nothing seriously. They think everything's a joke. They think that everything is funny. Oh, just make fun of everyone constantly, bully everyone constantly. Yeah, you know, you have to understand that these things get to people. Instead, I'll just continue on as long as everything's funny and happy for us and benefits us, right? But, you know, give me your mailing address. I want to mail you a spoon so you can eat shit out of my fucking ass. I don't know what the fuck idiots are talking about with memes and shit. Oh, it's like, he's just like me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't follow your dumb fucking memes. So take your meme and shove it up your fucking ass, because I have the ability to make an observation that's factually fucking based. A very intelligent brain. Just because I'm Darkside Phil doesn't mean I get to ignore fucking facts that the characters in this game are going through what I go through on a daily fucking basis. Shut the fuck up. I'm not taking your shit. I don't care who the fuck it is. There's people in the chat right now. Oh, he's doing a meme. Oh, this is cringe. Shut the fuck up and eat it. Give me your mailing address. I want to mail you a spoon.
Hello, everyone. I'm back. Yo, so this Phil interview, where did this Phil interview happen? Because I see everyone talking about it. Yeah, finish Tech Talk and make, what did I make there tonight? A staggering $10. Anyway. Dude, I went to their channel. It said they're starting at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. So even if there's some time difference, I stopped at 12:30. Something wasn't. What's up, Sue? How are you? I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss a thing. It said they were coming on at 2 a.m. So it is what it is, man. I always do the redirects. Dude, I'll let it read it. Your redirect was missed. So my apologies to you, Aussie. Where is Truth Seekers, Mike Wells? I want to see the full thing. I want to watch the full thing. Well, listen, I know how to do a redirect. I've done it before. Raw Phil is streaming it. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Listen, I've done redirects. I know how to do redirects. I apologize to them. I went there to their channel. It showed it was scheduled for 2 a.m. and they were not streaming. So I was like, oh, I guess they're streaming at a time that they're doing a redirect when they're not there yet. Where is Truth Seekers on YouTube, though? Oh, yeah. All right, so let's... Oh, thank God we hit the goal. Yeah, I mean, this is how I'm going to do it. I think this is fair to you. I think it's fun. It's still something that's, you know, I could handle and do. Why did it read Dark Scam Phil's Streamlabs? That's weird. Listen, I beat Final Fantasy X. How long did that take you to do that? So Troll McTrollington, Dark Scam Phil, thank you. Let me test to make sure Streamlabs is working.
I'm the pants pisser.
There we go.
General Nutcase donated $5 through Super
Why
Chat.
did it miss Dark
I
Scam
hopped
Phil?
on Truth Seekers, who is streaming the interview. You're gonna enjoy it. Phil is giving him advice on streaming.
I'm looking forward to this wholeheartedly. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate everyone for letting me know about this. Yeah, Dark Scam Phil, it doesn't like you.
Truth seekers exposing the truth. Truth seekers coming for you.
What is with the 2008 intro?
Truth seekers exposing the lies. Truth seekers, open your eyes.
Yeah, it's AI song, you could tell.
They lie again.
So tired of fucking AI music, man.
Let go of lies. Take your second red pill. I know you've had your fill.
I'm the pants pisser.
I want to 69 with Rich donated $5 through Super Chat.
I want to see.
This interview was brutal for Phil. You're going to have a blast watching this.
And that's why I'm here. And a huge shout out to everyone who supported. We hit the goal last stream. It was absolutely amazing, and I appreciate it all. And this was Saturday. I will be having a pizza with dried habanero peppers and bugs. It's an assorted mixture of bugs. Oh, here's what it has. Dehydrated grasshoppers, mole crickets, silkworms, field crickets, sago worms, S-A-G-O, and salt. Cannot wait. But thank you. Seriously, it's going to be fun. So will AMD truly ever compete with NVIDIA? They do. I think now with this upcoming generation of cards, I think that may be a more feasible thing. But I appreciate the support. You guys are absolutely awesome. And that's what's going to keep this show going. Even when Local Tech Talk is not. I'm not quitting. That's not what I'm saying, but, you know.
Time to take your second red pill.
Are you getting DoorDash because you're talking about Phil, or you're actually getting DoorDash?
I know you've had your fill.
Ed, you know what? I'll be okay. It won't kill me. And I'm here that people, unlike Phil, I do things to entertain the audience, not just fill my stomach and make excuses to have a goal. No, I agree, Lost in Gaming. You're right. They're far behind, or significantly behind with ray tracing. And deep learning super sampling is the best image reconstruction, hands down, bar none, compared to anybody. That's including PSSR, FSR. I think Intel has ZESS.
It's time to
No, I have my balls out right now, Poop Records.
take your second red pill.
I'm the pants pisser.
Grumpy Sniper donated $5 through Super Chat. For TT to succeed, you need less restrictions and more locale. If you streamed this Phil interview, it would have been far more successful. Talk to Keem.
Yeah, yeah, I'll have a discussion with him. I agree with you.
Know you've had your fill. It's time to take your second red pill. Truth.
I mean, I love tech, man. Like, I do genuinely love it, but there gotta be more than that. It's locale. It's not CNET. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys agree. If you don't agree, tell me. I don't want to pull a Bill, right?
Seekers exposing the truth. Truth
Oh my God, how
seekers
long is this
coming for
intro?
you. Truth seekers exposing the lies. Truth seekers, open your eyes.
Yeah, Lolcow is $1 million show.
It's time to take your second red pill. I know you've had your fill. It's time to take your second red pill.
Yo, you're still in footage from Pico's Hank, man. I love that tornado challenge. That tornado channel.
True seekers.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes long. What the fuck is going on, dude? All right. Here we go.
A lot of new friends tonight, and welcome to all of you. So tonight we're going to be starting a brand new series here on Truth Seekers.
Yeah, that
And,
intro was
a
way too
wiser
long,
man than
Kane.
me once said that opportunities multiply as they are seized. So some time ago, I got an opportunity to be a guest on the Kino Casino, and I'm so glad I did that. But it was really kind of
Me too. Yeah, he does look like Kylo Ren. Yeah.
strange to me because I've been in my own little genre for so long, and being on that show opened me up, honestly, to some of the craziest and most controversial topics and people on the internet. And I, for one, have always been a fan of like powerful, creative, artistic people, especially early adopters of certain things. Some people know as an early adopter of digital audio technology.
Well, I'm not going to mock the guy's appearance. You could argue that I look rough too. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, I was making music on computers before most people knew that that was even possible. So I really have this tremendous respect for people who break new ground or use their creativity with technology in interesting ways.
I look 25. Sure. Yes, I look 25.
Tonight's guest, Darkside Phil, is one of those people. Now, to be honest, Darkside Phil is a hero to some and a villain to many others. He was an early video game competitor before a lot of people even knew that there was game comp.
He looks like the Duke Nukem dude from Side Scrollers. Are you talking about oh my God, I can't what the fuck is his name, man? I can picture his face. We were just talking about him in the other stream. I can't Razor Fist.
Competitions, but also he was an early
Razor
pioneer and
Fist.
adopter of Let's Plays. Some people say he may have invented that term, Let's Play, and then the game that you're playing, and of course, video game streaming. And he's been at this for many years, which really has earned him a permanent place in internet pop culture. And regardless of where you stand on tonight's guest, love him or hate him, he has become
He kind of does look like Marilyn Manson too.
one of the most controversial people on the internet. And as I said before, most people even realized like that you can
I'm surprised Phil did this.
make a full-time living playing video games. Darkside Phil was there doing it, and he's been doing it ever since. So really, no one can deny that he deserves some credit for that. But it got me thinking, at what cost? What was the price of that? Because along with success of becoming a professional video game player, there came a great deal of trials, tribulations. Of course, we all know there's all these controversies about him, disputes, detractors,
Of course he's regretting it.
wins, losses, failures, some would say. So tonight we're going to try to go deep on all of this. And a note on support.
Rich had to get my toenail removed today. Oof. Well, at least you did. What was it, infected, dude? Or was it like ingrown, Jacob?
For tonight, since we have this guest here for a limited time, I always keep my commitment. We read every single super chat and we thank every single gifted membership or gifted subs over on Kick. And
Which is the way it should be done, in my opinion.
we thank everybody. but I'll be doing that after the interview is completed. I just think it would be rude if we keep interrupting the guests to praise the cash every few minutes. But we do thank you for your generosity and support, and what a generous crowd it is, because before the show even began, Wacky Shuck gifted 10 free YouTube memberships, which is why you should subscribe right away, because if you subscribe, if you're a subscriber but not yet a YouTube channel member, and some kind and generous person gifts memberships, you might win a free one. So I'm going to just run through the live chat real quick. And
Oh, man, that's brutal. That must have hurt like hell, bro.
shout out Ralphie
Jacob
Mail with a kind and generous $10. Big up, Steve. Love you. Can you ask DSP what he thinks of Basketball Americans? Yeah, I'll try and do that. We're going to try. We have a lot of stuff to go through. I was just
really Basketball Americans.
Talking about this board I have next to me with all these Post-it notes on it. But we're going
You're gooning.
to try to get through that. And we thank those who gifted the memberships. And I lost one. Well, let's see. We have, Mr. Feel Nothing sent a super chat saying, please don't let Phil lie to you. He lies a lot. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, he really does. It's amazing. How long is this intro? Yeah, I'll skip to the interview, which actually is basically happening like right now.
Maybe he'll do some viewer questions, but we're going to begin and welcome one of the most controversial people on the internet, Darkside Phil. Welcome.
Oh, the camera's on? The camera's been on the whole time? Oh, what's going on, man?
Now you'll joke about that? Why? Because you cuck for Kino Casino?
How you doing?
Yeah, I hope you weren't beating one off while we were waiting.
Well, I did a really quick cleanup job. Don't worry. I took care of it.
I don't know. I heard the last time you did no cleanup, but we'll get to that. So, listen, Darkside Phil, first of all, thanks for doing this, because I know you have this huge following, and whether it's hate watchers or not, I don't know, but you got a big following, and we've got...
Yeah, with certain people, it's if he's trying to kiss ass, it's okay. That's exactly what it is.
So many people already almost 700 people watching already. So, wow, thank you for helping give a boost to my channel. So,
of course, it's a Phil interview. I wonder if you'll actually do the interview with Becky after this.
So I've done all the research into you, but I want to hear from you. So you start off as a competitive gamer, mostly Street Fighter, right? And you went all over the country competing with all the best players, right?
That's right. I grew up a fan of video games. I was actually introduced to video games by my uncle at a very young age. He was actually playing like a flight simulator on his computer in the 1980s when I was just visiting his house. And I was like, what the heck is that? And he saw how much
PC, those early ones, all blocky CGA and shit.
All wireframe, not even anything rendered.
Oh,
right?
wow.
See right through everything. And he saw that I liked
Yeah, I had a CGA monitor. Everything was like a pastel blue, pukish pink.
the game, and he gifted me his Atari 7800 console, and I brought it home. I was like fascinated, right? He gave me all this-
you were spoiled. I started with Atari 2600. Phil, I showed my 8-year-old son who's a gamer Atari, and he was like, are you for real, Dad? He's like, it's like stick figures. Because you know why I showed him that? Because he was complaining about the graphics on some game of his not being good enough.
Wow.
And I was like, do you know what I had? Let me show you.
We were using a lot of imagination when we were playing video games. Let's put it that way,
And the box art looked nothing like the game back then.
Oh yeah,
remember?
it would always be some distortion.
That's why Nintendo with the black boxes. I'm doing good, Acid Stain. How are you? They actually showed what the game looked like, so people weren't disappointed when they got it. Remember the black box games for the NES when it first launched? Probably some of you don't, because I'm so fucking old, but
Worded like painting or masterpiece, like, oh, it's gonna be like a freaking crazy Leonardo da Vinci painting in here. Then you turn on the game,
yeah, or a hot barbarian chick, right? Like a hot
right.
barbarian chick. Then you get the game, and it just looks terrible. So then, but after that, you sort of, I hate to run.
no, I'm not. I had no idea this was happening too, Michelle Soguchi. So it's not just you.
rush, but we got
That's
so
fine.
much to get through. So after that, you figured out that you could just broadcast before anybody was doing this, really. You figured out that you could just broadcast yourself playing games. And this was pretty crude when you started. I know you get a lot of shit about this because you kept the crude setup for too long, right? You just put a webcam on a TV and just played like that, right?
Not even that sophisticated. It was actually a super old digital camera that I had from like the early 2000s. It didn't even do HD. It was like a 480p camera.
Yeah, I remember him doing a Fallout 3 like that. And it wasn't even, he didn't even center it right. It was like angled wrong.
Only did a small 4:3 aspect ratio. So
Yeah, Phil seems cool. Don't worry, that'll fall apart though.
I had to actually
He gets destroyed.
angle it to fit my widescreen TV into the shot because it wasn't the proper aspect ratio. And, for me, when I started doing it, I started actually doing videos every day in 2008. And I was inspired by guys like the Angry Video Game Nerd or the Nostalgia.
Oh, I like that guy. I like that guy.
These were guys who...
It's a keto cut it. Oh, taquitos. I've had those before. They're like rolled up with... They're like thin and long with meat inside of them. Thank you for being a member too, Acid Stain. I appreciate that. Enjoy your meat sticks.
They had absolutely no production budget, right? They didn't have a lot of money to sink into these projects, but they had talent. They were funny. They could film well.
Oh,
and
Angry Video Game Nerd, his early videos were like incredible. And what a concept! Like
Angry Video Game Nerd minus like the very first or the Dracula's Curse. No, not Dracula's Curse. Or yeah, there was Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. There you go. Had to think of the full name. Yeah, that was just gameplay and him talking over it. But after that, he definitely, what's up, Turbo? Increases production value.
I'm going to play Nintendo games and yell about them. But it took off. He got so successful. He still is.
I'm looking at this, and see, I had been into competitive Street Fighter, but I got a really bad lower back injury. I had a severely herniated disc, so I couldn't travel anymore to play Street Fighter. And I was like, I want to get back into games, but I see guys like the AVGN, and I'm like, I wonder if I could do something more than just...
Dude, who knows? I hear he gets bodied in this interview, which means this guy is, I guess, kind of setting him up to feel comfortable, which is actually kind of brilliant if you think about it.
Playing for myself. So one day, just on a whim, I just set up a tripod. I put this old ass camera in front of the TV. I started recording and just basically just saying whatever came to my mind.
And again, because Phil is a retard, and he was a fanboy of Screw Attack. That's why he put his guard down for side scrollers. He cucks for the casino, so he knew that this guy was affiliated with him, so he put his guard down again. Phil, you really are your own worst enemy, dude.
And it was at first just kind of observational.
What's up, Kim
Jacobs?
Jacobs? How are you?
Videos and people started watching them. They were like, it's a teen audience, especially back then on YouTube. It's a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah.
So what do they want to hear? They want to hear swearing constantly, similar to what the AVGN would do. They want to hear sexual comments. They want to hear you talk shit to the people you're playing in video games and stuff like that.
Oh, come on, Phil. Is this your excuse for saying a lot of wacky shit back then?
Oh,
because you still get crap. People find clips that are 15 years old of you saying something like about a girl or like
back then. There was absolutely nothing.
It was a Wild West. It was
exactly.
a Wild West.
There was no cancel culture. It was just like, say whatever you want and see what happens. And that's exactly how I treated it. And it took off. Like, I thought this was going to be something stupid and like 5 people would watch. And within like 2 months of me making these random clips, I was getting sometimes tens of thousands of views per clip. And the clips were like a few minutes long.
Yeah, because it was a different time where the pickings were slim.
So my channel's taken off. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, why are people watching this? The quality's terrible and everything, right? But after people kind of egged me on and say, hey, we like your content, keep going, but can you improve it? So I bought an HD camera. I started doing a bigger variety of games. I started playing multiplayer games, and it just kind of grew and extrapolated from there. I did it for about 2.5 years as a hobby.
Yeah, I can't wait for this to get spicy, but I want to see the setup too for those of you who are wondering. You know what I mean?
I had a full-time job. I worked an office job, but then the company downsized and I got laid off. And I was like, uh-oh, what am I going to do now? You know, I just bought a new place because I could live closer to this job for a smaller commute. And
Yes, everyone's talking about this interview. He gets bodied. This is actually a smart way to do it if you think about it. Because if you went in all piss and vinegar, especially with Phil, the interview would be shut down instantly.
I was in a bad way, but luckily I'd been doing this YouTube thing for 2.5 years, and I said, I wonder if there's any way that I could like make a living doing this. Well, you know, gave it a few months of trials and tribulations. I got partnered with a company called Machinima. They started slapping ads on all my videos. I started making money.
That didn't end well, though, did it?
Not much ends well for me, as you know, if you followed my history.
Yeah, you have this, but
yeah, you're skipping a lot, Phil. Let's see if he brings it up. You're skipping a lot.
Dude, it's peaks and valleys, right? Like
right, that's exactly right. Just like
somebody told me this when I was having a really tough time trying to grow my channel. They're like, dude, it's peaks and valleys. Like you're not gonna have like every show be
he's skipping
and pick up the algo.
What about when you were telling people to click on your ads that you got in trouble? You said you never did that. That's why you had to get partnered with Machinima, because you got banned from the partner program because you were telling people multiple times, one time indirectly, one time directly, that you were to click on the ads.
Won't pick it up. So you got to be okay with those peaks and valleys. You've had a bunch of those kind of peaks and valleys, I would say.
That's right.
Because then what was it? There was the Machinima deal, and then that went to shit, and then you got another deal with another company, but then one company kind of scammed you, and they pretended that they had the juice to give you what you needed, but then they didn't, and there was less money, right?
It's so crazy, like the whole ecosphere of YouTube and how there was these companies that were predatory and stuff, and were trying to get people signed the contracts, and then they would not pay them. It was really, really bad. If anything, that's one of the best things YouTube has ever done, is kind of like did away with all those partner networks where they're not needed anymore, because that was just a big problem in my.
Let me tell you something. I'm still one of the last ones holding out. I'm with Screenwave. If it wasn't for Screenwave, that warning on this channel that was AI generated would have never went away.
Opinion, you know, the only reason I ever partnered with Machinima, YouTube back in the day would not let you put ads on video game footage. They thought that's too risque. Like, oh, they might get hit with a copyright strike because you're playing someone else's game. But if you partnered with a company, like
of course, Mike.
Machinima's kind of taking that responsibility. So if you get hit with the claim, they got to deal with it.
They have to deal with it, yeah.
So then I got to monetize my gameplay, and that's where it took off, and I started making big bucks doing it.
Yeah, and speaking of the big bucks, I did get a lot of questions, and a lot of the questions I'm going to be asking are coming from viewers, not me. So don't get pissed at me, Dark Side Phil.
No,
the uncomfortable laugh. We heard it.
Your show. I'm going to hold you personally accountable for everything that happens here tonight.
A lot of people have said to me,
he's not kidding about that,
to me, things like, this guy has made millions of dollars. Where did it all go? And I guess especially, you know, in case you're not aware, like I mentioned right before we start broadcast, that you have a degree in finance. So people are kind of, I guess, understandably going like, this guy has a degree in finance. He's made at least $1 million since he started. But yet he always needs money, and that's a big criticism, you know? And by the way, I'm on your side. Like, I have a viewer-supported show. I hate asking for money, so I make a joke of it. Like, I get televangelists clips to ask for the money so I don't have to, and just, I make a joke of it.
Oh, you didn't know he had a finance degree, Phil? Yeah, he has a degree in finance. You didn't know that, Timbo?
Like, I understand that you're under the gun, and you got to pay your bills, but, you know, people are...
8-Bit Burnell.
Are pretty critical about, like, you made $1 million. What happened to the money?
The thing is,
the money, Phil?
when you're a content creator, right, you're under a different eye of scrutiny. It really is true. Like anyone else who has a small business, they can make money, they can spend money however they want, but it's all kind of behind closed doors and no one really cares. But
it's
when
not
you're
public, yeah.
But when you're someone who puts yourself in front of the public every day, all of a sudden people start to say, well, it's funny because we know that he did really good, but why does he say he needs more? If he's made so-and-so amount, then why is he doing an event where he needs to raise money and yada, yada, yada? Yeah. I've told my story many times. I will certainly tell it to you again here tonight of my very, very bad financial decisions that I made over the years that ran me into a bankruptcy and all that stuff. Luckily, I have recovered from that, thankfully, and I'm getting much better.
Oh,
off
that's
now
good
than
news. I'm
I've
glad
been.
for you. And you know, listen, I have a background in finance too. Like I worked in corporate accounting. You know, sometimes that's what you got to do so that you could get out from underwater and then fix your your whole world, really, you know.
That's
Like,
right.
so did you just kind of fall into too much credit card debt, or, you know?
It's a combination of factors. Factor number one is that I had a condo that I bought in Connecticut. We had just mentioned this. When I had the office job, I had bought a condo right near the job so that I could commute back and forth. It was much easier than where I'd previously lived. And I had that condo. And then around 2014, when I was actually quite popular, much more popular than I even am today, and I was making a lot more money, I wanted
He should have kept that condo. He would have been on Easy Street.
to move. I wanted to get out of Connecticut because that's actually where I lived. I lived in Connecticut at first. But it was too expensive there. Like the taxes are sky high. And I just wanted to move somewhere that I heard was nicer. And I had always heard people say, oh, Washington State is really nice. Great. You know, you get all the evergreens out here.
You
There's
just
nature
moved
and
to
all of that.
another state because people told you it was nice. Didn't you go check it out first?
I did. My aunt, first of all, my aunt lived here for many years and she was always a big fan and proponent. And then I actually came out here for like a vacation to test it out. And I was here for over a week doing things here, seeing if I liked it. And I ended up liking it a lot. And so in
All right,
2014,
well, that makes sense. I was confused for a second. I'm like, this guy, but you're talking to a guy who once moved to Wisconsin for a girl. And
Oh, wow.
I never knew Wisconsin or how cold it was. Boy, did
no.
Dude, it gets -40. I made it one winter there with this girl, and it's a shame because she was so beautiful. She was like Model-esque gorgeous, but I just couldn't do the winters. I got on a plane and got home right after the first winter, dude.
Wow.
She'd tell you stuff like, what are you doing? I'm like,
Yo.
I'm taking out the trash. She's like, it's -40. You can't go outside. You might die. I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't go outside or I might die. So,
Damn.
yeah.
That's definitely something that I researched was like, there's other states in the United States where I could have moved because I'm an online content creator. I don't need to be physically
Yeah,
anywhere,
you can
right?
live in, you know what? I know a guy.
That's not true. I remember a while back I was looking for a house, and you got to make sure you have the right internet. Because if you create content and you have like, you'd be surprised how many places still have like DSL speeds. Quite a few. Ban anybody talking about my financial situation. Well, how was Tech Talk tonight? It was a show that was there.
Who lives in Bali, and he does his and he only has an audio podcast, but he makes a good living, and Bali's cheap according to him. I don't know where he's.
You know what, Michelle Soguchi, all jokes aside, you'd be surprised, but combined with his lying on top of that.
living, but you could live anywhere. That's
Right.
one of the benefits, freedom.
I was researching like what would be the best states to go to. And honestly, like financially, Florida and Texas are perfect because they actually have laws in place that protect small businesses. They don't tax you very highly. Real estate taxes are low. Like everything there is low. The problem is the weather. So you can't take the cold. Dude, I cannot take humid heat. I can't. It drives me nuts. Like I just can't take it.
I grew up in Philly, so do you want to talk about humid heat?
There
You
you
know?
go. Yeah. So
Yeah, New York is the same way. You get the worst of both worlds in the winter. You got the snow in the summer. It feels like fucking Florida.
decided I wanted to move somewhere that had like a moderate climate. And here in Washington, it's like middle of the road almost all year. We get like maybe a month and a half, 2 months of summer, but outside of that, it's pretty nice in between all the time. So I moved out here, but I still had this condo in Connecticut, and my
I see you, Sue.
aunt was going to live there. We were going to do like a swap. I'm moving to Washington. She's moving to Connecticut to be near my parents who are still in Connecticut, and she's going to live in my condo. So she's paying me to live there for temporarily. And that's how I was going to have the income to pay for 2 mortgages, basically. She gets sick and has to go into hospice care and passes away within 2 years.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry.
Out of nowhere. Like, no one expected that. So now I'm stuck with a condo in Connecticut that I'm stuck paying. And I'm like, well, can I sell it? No, the condo's underwater because after I moved, the real estate market tanks.
Yeah.
So I can't sell it. I don't have tens of thousands of dollars to pay if I the mortgage company that I owe more on the mortgage than the house is worth if I sell it. I tried doing a short sale. They denied, they wouldn't let me do it. Like, I couldn't do anything, right? So I'm stuck in this financial situation. At the same time all that's happening, I very much.
I know he mentioned the part about that. I mean, all right, you thought you had a family member there to pay, but why would you even do, like, you had Easy Street. It's a condo. It was, you're still only have your wife and your fucking cat. Why couldn't you have lived there? Paid next to nothing.
Overextended myself out here when I first moved out here. Like, I paid a ton of money to move across the country. I got railroaded for that freaking move. They ended charging me almost $10,000.
You need
just to move
an
across the country.
18-wheeler to go from coast to coast. It's going to be expensive.
And then I furnished the house from top to bottom. And, you know, I went from having money in the bank to spending all of it and then going into big credit card debt and stuff like that. And I'm thinking in my head, it doesn't matter. I'm a big YouTuber, right? This gravy train's going to last. Boy, I'm an idiot, right? What a moron. Because what happened was the bottom fell out and the internet kind of turned their opinions on me, started not to like me. And next thing you know, my views are down.
You, Philip, because you went after, like, people make videos. I see videos, YouTube recommends videos, people hating on me in my feed. You know what I do? Ignore them. Or I'll say not interested. You did the exact opposite. You wouldn't stop talking about them. You tried to take the videos down. And you may not take the videos. Well, no, you actually went on when you were really See, the thing with Phil, when Phil's ego is inflated, like with the whole false puff up that Kino Casino did, he started to do the same old shit again. Went after Duty, went after other people. So he hasn't changed in the slightest. He's the same guy. Yeah, it's a Streisand effect. That's why people started hating you, Phil. I know people who can't stand me that watch me right now. It is what it is.
Down. My revenue's down. I got people hitting me with false copyright strikes on my channel that are completely illegal, but YouTube doesn't care.
Oh, I went through that with a pirate. I had a copyright pirate that was copyright all this shit. It took me months to get over it and write all the letters and fight it all.
Right. And so my channel, which actually was one of like the top 50 gaming channels ever on the internet, was kicked out of YouTube's algorithm because of all these copyright issues. And now my channel wasn't getting any more extra views during the busy gaming season of the year. I lost a ton of money. So I was still making good money, but like half as much as I used to. So now I'm paying 2 mortgages, not getting the income from my aunt anymore like I expected. I got credit card debt up to on my eyeballs. I'm making minimum payments on all of it because I'm not making enough money to pay down anything anymore. And it just got me into this really bad financial situation that essentially had me change the kind of content I made and who I was on the internet.
That's understandable because listen, you know, I got a wife and 2 children and a household to take care of. It's tough enough to just take care of one house, let alone 2, you know.
Yeah.
I have this
Yeah, that's insane. 2 fucking mortgages.
little cabin in the Poconos, but it's like, you know, it's in the boondocks and the taxes are like a couple $100 a year and we don't have a lot of utilities there. It's pretty off grid, so that I can afford, but 2 whole households where you got to pay the electric and all the bills, the mortgages. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. So what ended up happening was around 2017-ish.
I'm the pants pisser.
Turbo Express donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Fucking finally Abby woke up from his slumber. Hit the applause button.
I'll do one better for you. Abby, I see you now. Welcome back. I didn't see you up there before. You weren't spamming enough. Welcome back, Abby. Glad everything's going well.
YouTube's
I didn't see him either, Borden. I didn't see him.
ad revenue tanked because of the adpocalypse. So now on top of all this other stuff going on at the same time with me, now I got to like pivot. I'm like, I used to be a guy who only made on-demand videos. I did stream, but I didn't talk with my audience. Like
You
now
didn't do a
today,
live show, yeah. Now you
were-
transition to live, yeah.
we are so interactive with our audiences today, and that's one of the great things. It's like having a relationship with the people who like you and your content. But back then it was like,
Your relationship is, I'm not playing the game until we hit the goal.
I'm alone. I'm ignoring everyone who's watching me. I'm just going to make a video, right? But I had to change. So in 2017, I became a full-time live streamer. And then, you know, ad revenue had to go, not really be my source of income anymore. I had to start asking the audience for contributions. That was a huge change for me, a big change. You know, I tried my best for many years to try to maintain, but it got so bad. What it really was, as you had mentioned, it was the credit card debt. Because with those credit cards, even when you're paying minimum payments, they're not going down, and it got so unmanageable. And then on top of that, I basically got to the point where I couldn't even pay that mortgage in Connecticut anymore. And I'm like, what am I going to do? If I stop paying, they're going to foreclose. So I had to go through a bankruptcy. And that's really where the turnaround was. Once I went through that and got all that revolving debt gone and that extra mortgage gone.
Well, you know, this is Phil. This is a source of a lot of the criticism about you is your financial choices, and I think that's largely due to the fact that you.
Look at his hair. It looks like he has a mohawk. What is, because he's balding. You like look at with the headset on.
You ask your audience, you know, for money for bills and things, but when it comes to the bankruptcy, you know, people are very critical. Let me try to get that big. People are very
Wow, you didn't fuck around, dude.
critical. So you had a, and I'm going to be, you know, listen, I had a job in corporate finance where I had to look at people's information like this all the time because I was a credit analyst. And so I kind of know probably what happened here, but you're people that are very critical of you, you know, they say things like, I got a lot of messages like this, like,
damn, that's not even including his homes.
he spent $131,000 in unsecured credit. Like, what did he buy? That's like a house almost. Do you know what all this 131,000 comprised of? Or
it all started when when I moved out here, it was furnishing the house, buying all my new equipment, all of that. So you're talking, you know, tens of thousands of dollars.
Wait, he just fucking bailed on the interview? Of course he did. He panic bailed, right?
To start. And then it just ballooned. And the reason it ballooned is because I didn't have the income anymore to pay for anything. You know, I had these 2 mortgages. I had all these bills.
So Discover, Amex every day, Citibank. Again, this is not even like a home. Bank of America, BMW, which, okay, it's his car. Capital One, Chase, Lending Club, Prosper Marketplace, Sam's Club.
And I had half income from what I was previously making. So I had budgeted off of, if I'm going to keep making this amount. And then when my YouTube channel basically declined and tanked, I lost so much income that I now had to start putting almost everything on credit cards. And listen how stupid this is. All right. And my logic in my head, because I'm panicking, what am I going to do? Right. I'm thinking, I know what I'll do. I'll rack up this credit card that's 0% interest for a year. Right. I'll keep it on there for a year and make payments. But then what I'll do is at the end of the year, I'll transfer that card to another card that's 0% on balance transfers, right? And then
that's something, you know, to be honest, that sometimes works. Like my wife and I have done that.
Well,
but
if
we're
you're
very
smart,
careful to transfer at the right time, and She does the math. Is the fees to transfer it worth it? You know,
Right.
like, and you know, it wasn't even extravagant amounts. I think one time we did 3,000 for for appliances we needed, like a washer, dryer, and a refrigerator.
Right.
Phil owes $1 million.
So that can sometimes be a good strategy, but not if you don't
Yeah, if you declare bankruptcy, this is all public.
move it off before the interest kicks in.
That's right.
Did
And
you
so
screw up on that, Mr. Finance Major?
I screwed up on so much. I did. Like, first of all, I was basically living on credit that I had gotten when I was a popular YouTuber and was making way more. So I had
your
all these
credit was based on a higher income that you had then lost.
exactly. So
I
here
mean,
I
that's
am
fair.
sitting with all this credit that I can use, and I'm like, oh, maybe my channel will come back. Maybe things will turn for the better. Maybe I'll be able to sell the condo in Connecticut eventually. Things will turn around. And I'm just kind of like, I hope, I hope, I hope. Well, you can't live on hope. You got to live on reality, right? But that was me being stupid and being ignorant and being dumb and making bad choices after bad choice.
Yo, that Bank of America one is crazy.
Choice after bad choice. So, you know, you start off with, let's say 20, 30,000 of credit card debt, but then all of a sudden it's going up because you got fees, because you got the interest, and I'm not, you know, I'm making minimum payments, juggling everything. Then you stop paying things, and that's not good. You know what I mean? So it just got so bad.
Sorry, then they default, and then there's
Oh
charge
God.
offs, and that screws up your credit, so you can't get additional credit to try
Right.
to fix your situation.
So I got to the point where there was no way out. Like, there was no way I was ever going to pay any of this debt. There was no way I could afford it. I couldn't sell the condo. I was dying to get rid of this thing, and they wouldn't let me short sell it. I couldn't find anyone to like help me out at all. So I had to go through with the bankruptcy. It was like the only way out, really. I was trying for years to avoid it, and then I was basically at my breaking point. You know,
Well,
it was
yeah,
just-
when you realize you have 130,000 in unsecured credit cards, it's going to take you 27 years to pay it back or whatever.
right.
You know, even at a couple thousand a month, it would take you forever to pay it
Forever.
back.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
that's kind of the situation that bankruptcy is for, right? To kind of let you get a reset when you get so far in debt, there's literally no way to climb out. You
That's
know?
right. Yep. So the thing is, the bankruptcy got rid of the condo. It actually had me surrender the condo. So it was foreclosed upon. It got it out of my name. I wasn't responsible for that anymore. All the credit cards.
If you're wondering why I'm so quiet, there is some things I didn't know. Like, I didn't know he just had, and it's not even including his mortgages, dude. 131,000 without the mortgage. That doesn't add up, man.
Cards, you know, went away. I was still left with debt. I was still left with the mortgage on this house, with the car loan for my car. And you know, so a few things that, you know, I wasn't able to get rid of. Like another thing that, of course, people all bring up, taxes, right? So during this time period, I wasn't paying my taxes properly, and that's on me. You know, it's another thing I wasn't doing because I didn't have the money, and I screwed it all up, and I owed all this money to back taxes to the feds, and that still has to be paid off. So I still do have significant debt. It's just that it's luckily not killing me and choking me anymore. And I'm in a situation now where I'm making money and I can actually reinvest into my business and do improvements and things and do better for my family. I've learned from those horrible choices that I made. I mean, it's on me.
You
As
always
much as
say your family. Come on, dude. You got a wife and a cat. That doesn't count.
I like this guy right now.
As a family, right?
oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. So here's the funny part about that. Like people say that, right? And it's like, okay, in the sense of
Same accountant as the completionist. Oh boy.
a husband, a wife, and kids or whatever. No, I don't have, what do they call that? The nuclear family or something like that? No, I'm never going to have that. Like, we're not going to have kids. We made that choice together that we don't want to have children. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a family. I have
Oh, you're
other
right.
relatives,
Yeah, I mean, you're
parents.
right. If you have other relatives, sure.
Yeah, I got my wife. We do have a cat that's essentially like our son. No, he's
Phil, it's a cat. You got to buy a cat food. Maybe take it to the vet here. And oh my God. When I said, remember how butthurt, I literally looked it up. You don't have a family, Phil, by definition. He got so ass hurt and defensive about that.
he's not a human son, but basically he's our responsibility and we take care of him. We spend a heck of a lot of time with him, you know?
It's that son.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so, you know,
He really tried to pull my cat is like my son. God.
it's ridiculous because people act like, for example, one of the people who gives me shit for that is ReviewTechUSA. He's another YouTuber and he rags on me. He's saying, "Oh, Phil says he has a family. He doesn't
I'm
have."
familiar. Isn't this the guy that just made his ex-wife shave him or some shit? It was
Yes.
just on Kino last night. I'm
Yes,
trying
the guy whose name is ReviewTech, but he doesn't know how to build a PC live on his own show. It's pretty funny.
I built the PC and it works. I just thought I'd put it out there. But you're going by the guys who also just said I jerked off to my kids, my Lauren's other kids' pictures that were just family photos. You're going by that.
Right. So,
Well, yeah.
but I mean, this guy is ragging on me saying I don't have a family, yet this guy also has insane problems with his own family situation that he puts forward publicly in his content all the time. So why would you
Why are you talking about me?
try to criticize someone
When I and the thing is, Phil, I've talked about that shit in passing. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
else? You know, I think it's just semantics. It's not, you know, if people really don't think someone has a family because they don't have kids, I guess you can argue that if you want to. But if you look it up in a dictionary, it doesn't say you have to have kids to have a family. So whatever.
Well, no, he probably watched Kino watching it. I'm so glad I built that PC and it works. You know what people will try to say, though, because I didn't have like a 24/7 ring camera on it, that someone else came in and did something. And to those people, I'll say you could eat my fucking dick. And on top of it, too, my relationship with Lauren and my kids has nothing to do with my family, you fucking retard.
Oh yeah, I mean, I understand it. You got a lot of disputes with those kind of people, right? Like Review Tech and Keemstar, and a lot of other content creators you seem to be battling with, and they kind of take shots at you, and you take shots at them.
Well, yes and no. I don't really take shots at them. What it
Lying again. Your setup is you talked not about me, actually. You talk shit about people having like, oh, they have to have LED lights. I have a white wall behind me with scuffs in it, and I sit on a fucking brown couch. I'm real. Gets LED lights. Oh, ReviewTechUSA. Remember he lost his mind because I pretended to be on his set with a green screen? Gets an AI green screen. Oh, who needs to have a boom arm for their microphone? He's a large lump of flesh. Proceeds to get a boom arm with a dynamic microphone, but uses it wrong. Fuck you, Phil. Seriously, fuck you.
is about, I'd say about 10 years ago. It probably happened about the time I moved out of Connecticut to Washington State. It became a viral movement on the internet to essentially make fun of Darkside Phil. Because before then, those years of 2008 to 2014, I was actually seen as one of the biggest gaming YouTubers, and people respected me. People reached out to me with opportunities. Like I said, I partnered with Machinima. I'm going to E3 and covering these big events. But at one point,
I love, man, the computer was motherfucking built. Kind of tempts me to get it now, but the thing is, I got to put the operating system on it. So it's like, what am I going to do? Show you that it posts? I already showed you that. It posted.
public opinion turned, and there's many reasons for it. If you want to get into them, that's up to you, because I know you have many questions to ask me tonight.
No,
But
yeah,
Aussie is saved. That is awesome. Shit. They make more people tune into Tech Talk, but you know, hey man, listen, they make more money than Tech Talk does. That's a fact.
let's try to move forward. Actually, I told you I had this whole board here next to me with post-it notes because I don't want to miss anything. So listen, the next question I'm going to ask you may be considered like private medical information. And if you don't want to answer this, then I understand. But
It depends. Let's see what it is. I
but
don't know.
let me explain this to you.
Okay.
I have a son who is autistic, severely autistic, nonverbal. In fact, he doesn't speak. But I've been around a lot of autistic people because of raising my son. He's 12 now, and one of the big criticisms about you is you're constantly asking for support, constantly asking for money. And I don't know, I've been observing some of this. So I wanted to ask you, have you ever been diagnosed with being on the spectrum or having Asperger's?
When I was growing up, that stuff, no one ever talked about any of that stuff at all.
Okay, that deflection. He's not asking that, Philip. He's asking. Sorry, someone super chatted my. So Dark Scam Phil, glad Aussie is saved.
Oh, I doubt that a single doctor would have ever even like done a test or measured anything like
Okay, Phil, that was the 80s and 90s. It's now 2025.
that when I was growing up, unless you were like showing overt signs outward of stuff like that. No one ever talked about that stuff. You know what I mean? So no, I've never had a test. I don't know. You know, who knows? Maybe there is and maybe there isn't. I wouldn't know.
Well, I think and I could be wrong. I mean, I'm just an observer here, an outsider looking in, but it seems to me that you have a little bit of trouble like comprehending social norms. Like
100%. Yeah.
for example, like do you have a perception of like how many times during an average stream that you ask for support or money? Because that's one of the big criticisms too. Like,
do I count? No, I do not, because it's actually
can
it's
it take a
directly
guess? Can it
it's
take a
directly
guess?
proportionate to how much support I got during that stream. You know what
All
I
right,
mean?
so
Like,
if you don't,
You asked too much. We literally watched you. And look, I had a goal before too, but it's like I was saying during then, it's how you handle it. You held your I'm going to wait to hit this goal before I start playing the game. Dude, it's different.
don't get support, you ask for it more. Is
that's
what you're
right.
saying.
Ask and you shall receive.
And you don't receive and get pissed. Listen, I have to empty my manhole real quick. I gotta pee, so don't worry, I'll be right back. So that is a thumbnail.
Hoping it's Steven Crowder.
Tacoma wept. I like big dicks. He likes big dicks.
Okay, but do you understand that turns a lot of people off? Like,
Absolutely.
and
Sure it does.
I hate to include this, but I'm going to include this. You know, I'm not a big gamer, but my son is. In fact, though, we're having a real problem with him with screen time. I just got him a new game today for his Nintendo, and we're trying to cut him down on screen time because it seems to me he's
Yeah, you definitely don't game because you just said I just got him a game for his Nintendo.
8 years old. He's a big gamer. PlayStation VR,
Wow.
Switch. And he watches video game streamers. He watches Ninja and he watches Hassan and who is the
He watches
XQC
Hassan for
he
gaming.
watches. And
God.
you know, I asked him out of the blue. I'm like, "Do you ever watch Dark Side Phil?" He goes, "No." I go, "Do you know who that is?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Well, you watch these other guys, don't you like his show?" And he goes, "I watched him sometimes, but he asks for money all the time."
Mm-hmm.
And I almost was going to clip a video of him talking about this, but I said, I'm not going to hit you with that. But like, there is a perception, even among people, and I swear I didn't coach him. I didn't know he knew who you were, but he's always either playing a video game or watching a streamer. So I thought maybe he knows who you are. He did know who you are. And by the way, he told me to tell you that he could beat you at what is it, Friday Night Freddy? He could beat you at any of those games, just so you know.
What, Street Fighter? Like when I play
Friday Night at Freddy's, I guess.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah.
I hate those games. I suck ass. I would never.
I heard you're going to be doing a marathon. He's always playing them, but like
there could be. Yeah, we might be doing.
But what I'm saying, Phil, is that there's this perception that I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like in my world, it's customary to ask for support once, maybe twice through the stream. Like if you take a break in the middle, when you come back, you say something. But like. Did you know there's a whole YouTube channel dedicated just to counting the number of times that you ask for money in a stream?
Absolutely.
Yes. I've seen that channel.
There's entire like networks programs written to count the amount of times I say a single word in all of my content ever on YouTube.
Pig go.
And there's did you know there's an entire search engine called Pig Go?
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
Where you could search by keyword, but
that's right.
Listen, I'm trying to help you here. I really am, because I understand why people are like, you know, saying this stuff. And I thought they're gotta be exaggerating. But then I found this Ferroni the tractor. I'm sure it's what you would describe as one of your detractors.
Yep, I'm sub to him.
I mean, they call themselves the tractor. They have it in their name.
When you were playing Dark Souls, you asked for money 62 times. When you were playing light razzing, I don't know. He makes plays on words on the games you were playing. You asked for money 85 times. You tested a mic, and then you begged for money 31 times while testing the mic. And this one is just greed mode, beg count 58. Successful streamer begged 78 times. And I'm not going to play these videos because they're very disparaging. They like make you have a huge head and try to make it funny. Popeyes felt it, beg count 100. So to eat Popeyes, you begged for money 100 times. Flight Simulator, you begged for money 111 times. Call
111 times. 111. Hold on. Let me see. Let me go to Frawny real quick. We'll go back to it. I want to see if that's... we've watched that before. Watched him before, I should say. Let's see. Light razzing. Where is Popeyes felt it? Here we go.
You know, just come take everything, right? What a stupid thing.
I'm a mature adult with a business degree.
And then we'll go right back.
Big. All I see you do is...
Let's hit the goal today. That was the agreement, was that we were going to do it through today, and then I was going to order the food just like we do every Friday. So as long as we still hit it on the stream, we're going to do a DSP Tries It episode anyway. If we hit 100 straight streams of hitting the streak, I will play Stellar Blade. I just gave you a discount. It was supposed to be $276. I just reduced it down to $195. I just gave you an 80 stream discount. What a gift. So let's do it. Starting today.
An 80 stream discount. An 80 stream discount. Stop it.
Let's hit the streak. Let's do it right now. Let's crush the goal right now. By the way, I forgot to put the 666 tip up there because the name was so disgusting. Let's start hitting these goals. 100 straight. That will be a new record. And again, remember, there will be streams that can...
Phil is love. Phil is life.
And big taints. I love Hulk Hogan's dick.
not cancel the streak, but they can add to it. If we double my goals on any stream, I'll count it twice. So if I make $300 on this stream, I'll say goals hit 2. So if you want Stellar Blade as soon as possible, support these streams. Every $150 raised counts as 1 goal hit. If I raise $1,500 on a stream, that's 10 goals hit. Yes, a $15,000 donation would be an instant unlock, and I would play Stellar Blade. But we have to hit it every stream. We can't have a stream where we don't hit it at all. We have to be hitting the goal every stream. This is how you make holiday dreams come true. Will you ever date a femboy? I already answered this question. No.
What? Oh my God. Very Queenie. Cash for claps. Yeah, listen. This is Phil. This is Philip. Oh God.
No, I will never date a femboy. I'm happily married. We're restarting and trying to hit 100. The new goal is 100 straight streams. If we hit 100 streams of hitting the goals, I'm going to play a full playthrough of Stellar Blade. I promise you. If we have a stream that's extra strong support. Today, I raised $300 on today's stream. It counts as 2. It won't be 1. I'll add 2 to the counter. So that
This is a fucking single stream, I'm pretty sure.
way, there's a way to accelerate the rate at which I'll play Stellar Blade. It's funny because Super Bonchan says, seems some people don't appreciate the grift. It's sad. No, those aren't people, those are trolls. My fans and viewers are like, this is fun. This is silly. Someone in Kick Chat says they donated $15,000 to a local food shelter in my name. Go ahead and boot Stellar Blade. They're supposed to send me the money. So, no Stellar Blade for you.
There's a yipping dog outside. He's going yip, yip, yip. I don't know who has a yipping dog in our neighborhood. I don't think anyone does. We got to start it up again. Guys, right now, we're at $33 to support. Now, hold on a second here. No super chats? None. No super chats at all.
All right, you get the point. Dude, he is incessant. He is incessant. There's some of them where I've argued, like, all right, you're stretching it. Maybe that's not really a beg because he wasn't asking for money and they made it a beg. We've watched that before. But he's a begging man with a begging ass.
I'm the pants pisser.
Lost in Gaming donated $10 through Super Chat. Be sure to watch the daily rap video after you finish the interview. Apparently it looked very obvious that he has been crying. I downloaded the video in case he takes it down later.
I'm going to do that right now, too. That is a very good call, Lost in Gaming. Thank you. Seriously, I'm doing it right now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap. For what was Thursday, the 13th of February, 2025. An interesting day. I think I'm just going to leave this on. Actually, I just noticed it skips when it lives. I'm just going to leave this on for today. All right, so what's going on?
Yeah,
well,
he
today,
was. Lost in Gaming, he was.
But I did make an appearance on a show. We're going to talk all about that in a nutshell. I went late, so I have to hurry. So, first stream today was a Level 1 podcast where I did a whole bunch of reacting to a whole bunch of clips about different games, different things that have been announced at the State of Play. In addition to that, I also went ahead and announced a new goal. We had an idea for a new DSP Tries It coming up, which is the Shamrock Shake plus more stuff from McDonald's. People seemed actually kind of pumped for it. Plus, we had an idea for a new marathon when we hit 50 goals. Good stuff on the podcast. Check it out. Give it a look. All right?
I don't know, maybe not crying, but he seems drained. He seems drained.
Now, first stream today was Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It went pretty well in regards to me getting better at the game. I actually started
I
sniping.
want to see what he
did
says
really,
here,
really
though.
well. I was shocked how good I was doing
I think
at
this
sniping.
is still live.
Bummer is
so
I don't have
can't.
any attachments for this gun. And the attachments for this sniper I'm using, was it the AMS, don't unlock by using the gun. You have to use something else. It's fucking bizarre. You have to like use other guns to unlock attachments.
It's probably not
for
going to work. Almost guaranteed
sniper
it's not.
rifle. I don't. It was very confusing. Did we hit the goal tonight? No, we didn't. We got about halfway. All right. Call of Duty is always hit or miss. Some nights we go great. Sometimes we don't. This time we didn't hit it. It's not the end of the world. Late stream tonight didn't happen because I appeared
No, that wasn't
on a
right.
show over on the Truth Seekers Show channel on YouTube. Now,
I want to hear the
just
rest
to
of this real
forewarn
quick.
everyone, if you do decide to go partake in that show, it's going to basically be 20 minutes of calm conversation and about 2.5+ hours of Steve, the host of the show, basically bringing up the same exact drama stuff that you've heard about me for the last 2.5 years. I guess he had some kind of big, lofty ambitions that he was going to try to set me up with some special lie detector event and all of this stuff going on. And it was just fucking bull. I'm going to be honest with you. All the stuff that came up, all the same shit that we've seen a zillion times, okay, from my detractors, literally not a new piece of anything presented. It's all the same nothing burger shit from 5+ years ago in regards to bank leaks and the bankruptcy and shit like that, right? So because of that, it's like, well, it was disappointing. I was hoping that we were going to have more of a back and forth conversation. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that Steve is a bad guy, but man, he's a bad host. He was yelling over me so much that I barely could even give an answer to anything that he was saying, which is kind of unfortunate.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So it is what it
Yeah, everyone's an awful human being. It's only Phil.
is.
It's everyone's just against
spent
Phil.
A lot of time on the show, but I'm done with it now. You know, he wanted me to be involved in all. Well, will you do this and do that? I was like, no. Like Steve, I tried to tell him, he's like, you tried to come on my show here because you were interested in clearing your name. I said, Steve, I have zero interest in talking about any of the drama stuff we're talking about right now at all. It doesn't affect me. My viewers like me and my content. We've already been through all of this. The stuff you're talking about is from many years ago and doesn't even apply to who I am or what I do today. Just take a look at everything around. Well, I guess I could turn this off now. Just take a look at everything around you and how it's changed. But it is what it is again. You know, you want to watch it, you can. If you're a fan of mine, you're probably going to hate it. You're going to be like, didn't you already do all this when you reacted to your June?
I want to get back. This is almost 2 a.m. already, so I want to get back to the interview. I'm interested now. The more I'm...
Call of Duty rage quit 9 times. They clip. And I got to tell you, I watched these with a counter going, he can't ask for money 101 times in one stream. They clip them all and they put them together. I don't know what Begmore is, but you ask for money 101 times. We've
Have
got
a good night,
Life
Dark
is
Anus.
Strange, Beg count 33. Life is Strange, I guess they meant.
Yeah.
Nightly, Kingly Begs count 65. Shadow of something, 77
Shadow
times.
of Gout.
WWEC Ban World beg count 88 times, 145 begs in this stream. And all this person does, Phil, is go through your streams and then clip all the times you ask for money. And then they put it together, and I guess they make it kind of funny. I wasn't really amused by this. But I'm just wondering, do you realize that you ask for money that many times in one stream?
Well, first off, I've never watched any of this content, to make it clear. I don't actually know how truthful that is. I
went through with a counter, Phil. He's right. I mean, unless he's AI, he's got CIA level AI to make these clips of you asking for the money.
All I'm saying is I'm answering this question in perspective of I have no clue if anything that a detractor puts on their channel about me is true or not. All I can ask is from my perspective.
But he's telling you he went there and actually counted along with him, and they are accurate. Ta-da!
Right? I haven't seen that content. I can't really respond to it. But no, I mean, I do ask for contributions basically as soon as I start my podcast. And if we're talking about how I did the day before, I'll mention, how we did. And I'll say, hey, let's hit the goals today. We have some goals in place. Here's the rewards coming up. If we have a reward that's scheduled, we'll talk about that. During each podcast, I'll mention it several times for sure.
Well, this is why I brought up the autism, because I don't know if you know this, but people with autism have perceptual problems and social problems, and they don't recognize social cues. And that's what made me think that maybe you're on the spectrum, because a neurodivergent person or a person on the spectrum might not realize that they were asking that many times. And that this is what I'm saying. People with autism also have a problem with social norms. So the social norm is ask for support once or twice a show. And I think most show hosts would agree with that. If you make 4 or 5, I don't know, but 88 times, 122 times.
That's lunacy, man. That's insanity.
times, 56 times in one stream, it's a little bit extreme, and I think that's why your detractors go after you so much, because nobody.
Oh, that
I'm
is
not aware
why
of
my
anybody else.
detractors- that
And this
not
is
why
what
my
I did.
detractors go after me.
I went to Twitch and I just started watching some random gaming streamers, and I got links from people to watch, and I watched from the beginning to the end. And over on Twitch, at least, most of the gaming streamers, hey, thanks for the support, give some subs. Here's our goal tonight. And a lot of them didn't even have goals, but they would read the gifts or the tips or the cheers or whatever. But they don't ask so many times. So I think that's why, because it's just.
Yeah, I mean, asking 100+ times in a single streaming session, no matter how long it is fucking insanity. It's insanity. Phil looks defeated there.
It's just too much. You don't think it's too much?
Let me put it this way. The people who have issue with how much I ask are the people who benefit the most by bringing it up. It's that simple. People who make this kind of toxic content, an entire channel dedicated to counting how many times I ask.
Yeah, but Phil, don't you think it's toxic to ask over 100+ times, or even 50, even 30, even 20? Don't you think that's kind of insane?
Ask for donations.
I agree. That's a little obsessive to count and to clip every single time that you ask for money together. But
he's also obsessed with asking for money, though.
I have to say, Phil, regardless of whether you call them a detractor, they're factually accurate.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's the problem. They're factually accurate. You do
here's the thing. I don't think that's a problem. I think that's a perception. Some people think it's a problem.
Don't you think some of the stuff is cringe, though? Like,
of course it's cringe. It's meant to be cringe.
It's meant to be
over the top.
No, it's
Phil.
Idea.
Was it last night or the night before that you were like, we got to hit this goal because I don't know if I can order Arby's
That's
tonight.
right. We got to get the Arby's the next day. You got to get it. My wife's coming home from work. She doesn't want to cook. Let's get the Arby's.
This is kind of a deflection, though. But don't you see how, like, what if I said, like, Mike, look, I would consider this cringe. Like, what if I was on my show and I said, I'd like to order pizza for my kids because I don't feel like cooking, but I need to get $50 in super chats first.
Okay.
I would never do that because I would think that is so cringy.
That's different. Do you know the context of me actually ordering Arby's? Because it's not me just ordering dinner for my family. That's actually not what it is.
No, then you do the review of 3 sandwiches.
Yeah, you hide it behind DSP tries it. It's regular food that anybody could get, and you say it's a DSP tries it. Nice try, Phil.
Come on.
Right. Yeah, which is an ongoing series I've been doing over a decade, and I actually canceled the series, and people gave me so much crap for like 5 years. These people were like, dude, why are you not doing the show anymore? We love DSP tries it. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm doing well. We'll bring it back if we hit.
I think that could be popular. Who's that? There's a real nerdy guy that does food reviews on YouTube, and he's
food review, and he dresses in a 3-piece suit to eat chicken nuggets. Report of the week. It just came into my head.
Review of the week.
I love him though. I actually watch him from time to time.
That dude's fun. Yeah. He's fun. He's nerdy as shit, but all he does is eat Taco Bell and Burger King and McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and whatever.
I was doing that way before he was. I just never blew up for it because I was a gamer. So
early
that's what I was known for.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's go back though before I forget, because I'll take another one off the board here. Mm-hmm. So one of the questions I got most as well is that people, and I think this is again just a misunderstanding. I got so many people sending me messages going, how can he say his expenses are this much? Mm-hmm. So this is just from the bankruptcy filing. 1 month you're saying 9,000 is in expenses. The next month,
How?
5,000. The next month, 3,100.
I'm the pants pisser.
Comic Book Chat donated $10 through Super Chat. Another credit card paid off. I will be paid off no later than November. I will not have debt when the economy eventually crashes. I have got 3 more credit cards left and my student loan.
Yeah, it takes time. I hear you. I got one of my cards paid off, one of my cards mostly paid off. Takes time, man. You know, when I needed to step away from this for almost a year, I mostly lived off of savings. Now I'm like resetting. So, but you know, I'm paying stuff off, and I'm back.
4,400, the next month 43, 49, 5,200. You know, people are saying there's no way you could have that much in business expenses, but
Yeah, when you're just sitting in a room, you just started doing upgrades, dude.
is this a combination of both business?
You had 10 cards? Jesus Christ. 10? Good for you, man. Damn. Have I ever? No. I think the most I've had is like 3 or 4.
Business and personal expenses?
And I didn't even use them all. Not that, believe me, I have been stupid with money in the past. I will admit it. But
See, here's the thing, and this is why you have to understand, when people start to bring this up, anything that I say about this publicly at all, these people will take what I say, twist it, and then try to get me in trouble. All right. So I've been through this rodeo before. I don't mind you bringing this up. I'm going to tell you exactly from my perspective about what I think about this. Okay.
perspective and reality are 2 different things, Mr. Brunel.
So when I'm going through the bankruptcy, okay, I have to provide all the information that they want. And boy, did they ask for a lot. They asked for
Sure.
everything.
I've been to
right?
bankruptcy hearings on the plaintiff side.
So you know
Yeah,
all
I know.
about how detailed it can be. Let me to give you perspective here. I was told both by my bankruptcy attorney and the judge involved that was the weirdest, most complex bankruptcy they ever had to do because my detractors kept messaging the judge. Okay, like every 5 seconds, they were messaging the judge saying, "Well, did you know he has this? Did you know he made this? Did you?" So the judge is like, "What the hell is this? Like, I'm just trying to do the bankruptcy, and I got 1,000 people on the internet harassing me for this shit. I don't even know what this means."
Because you made your personal expenses and your personal financial problems your audience's problems. No, I don't have 5 cars. No, I have 1. What are you talking about? Fucking 5 cars. Maybe one day if I'm a millionaire, which I plan on being.
Just listen to this. I know this is a little side. You'll get a laugh out of this though. So when you do the bankruptcy, this has to be online. So this is public information. What you're seeing right here, you could find this online. One of the things that happened was that the initial filing didn't list my cat Jasper as a financial asset. Okay. Why? Because my bankruptcy attorney didn't do it. Okay. It's that simple. Now, normally in any bankruptcy proceeding, no one would give 2 shits. But my detractors mass messaged the judge saying, Phil is lying to you and committing fraud to get his bankruptcy through. He has a cat and he didn't tell you. So
that's kind of petty.
And the judge had to hold a special meeting with myself and my attorney asking us why we didn't do this. Are we trying to scam them? So when this happened, the bankruptcy got blown into the most complex shit. I had to go through line by line by line of all the things that I spent, what it went to, you know.
I know, but
business
Phil,
But how you still had $5,000 a month in expenses?
with respect, like this is a very simple question. When you're listing these expenses here, is that your total expenses, personal and business together, or just business?
Oh yeah, I love it. And Theus, remember when someone said I have the spreadsheets to prove you had gastric bypass? Remember that?
Expenses.
I actually don't know, because that's what my bankruptcy attorney put together for me properly per the law in Washington State. I don't know.
Can I talk to him about this and get some answers on that so that everybody can calm down about this?
I mean, I doubt it, but
if you give your permission, he can talk to me.
Let me put it this way: everyone involved in this bankruptcy was already mass harassed by a zillion people, and this
I'm not going to harass.
Yes, I do have 5 wives. That is accurate.
Harass anybody. I'm going to ask them that very simple question that I asked you: is this expenses your business or your personal or both?
My take on that would be that's probably what they considered, whatever is qualifiable as the expense, whatever to qualify for the bankruptcy. You know what I mean? Like what is quantifiable as expenses for whatever they needed for this document? Because I don't even know what this document is actually, because I don't know how bankruptcies work.
Well, it's from your bankruptcy filing. It's public information. That's where I pulled it from.
Right. But I don't know, like, what is this for?
Yeah, what were you spending over 9? This is where they think the WWE. We know he spends a bunch of WWE champions, but he tried to roll that into, oh, it's for my gaming, which that would make this make sense because we know he dumps a lot of money into it. Like 1 month you made negative $867. Like, Phil, that's a flat out lie. That's a flat out lie.
Or meant to measure personal expenses? Is it meant to measure business expenses? I don't even know. Like,
well, see, that's where I think there's some confusion then, because the people that are upset about this are saying, like, for example, I got a message, and I'm for sure paraphrasing, but somebody sent me a message and said, I was watching Darkside Phil during this, and I know that in this time frame, he didn't buy, for example, 2 new gaming PCs, backdrops, microphones, or anything to improve his show. So how does he have $9,000 worth of expenses? His show didn't change at all over this 6-month period.
And that's the thing. I don't know what's considered an expense. I don't know if that's business or personal. For example, this is what I mean. I can't speak to it because if I speak to it, they're going to clip me and say, see what Phil said, and they're going to try to get me in trouble, right? But to give you some perspective here, this room that I'm broadcasting out of right now, okay, is only used for work. So therefore, this room,
mine
for
too.
tax purposes and all of that, for
Comic Book Chat, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you.
I don't know. Does that factor in to
all
this?
Right, well, let me help you a little bit because my wife is an accountant.
Okay, maybe we'll finally get some
strict.
answers
Well,
because
boy,
I don't
is
know.
she strict. But there's some other confusion. So some of the other confusion is that, and this is a simple question too. Are you writing off like your whole mortgage payment as a business expense? Are you writing off?
I don't think so.
All
No,
of
that's
your
not
utilities.
possible. It would
All
only,
right, so
I don't think so. Oh boy, I don't think so.
to my knowledge, it would only be.
you
if
can
were
only
renting.
write off a percentage of your household expenses because you're just using that one room.
Should
for
I
your
be?
business.
Should I be very clear here? I'm not writing off anything. I have professionals who do my taxes, and it's not H&R Block or one of these, fly-by-night bullshit companies. It's a real tax attorney firm.
Oh, I know. They're on the
does it.
bank league. I check them out.
I
It's a
pay
firm.
tons of money for them to do my taxes every year, and they do them right, 100% up and down, left and right. They do a great job. So I don't know what's written off and what's not. I don't know. I can't answer those
Get
questions.
to another one of these. So the asking for support, we'll go back to that because, one of the other criticisms, I guess, is, that you ask for support too much. And I think that maybe I can help you understand some of this, what you call haters or trolls, because in some of this stuff, it's kind of, like I said, it's cringy, right? Like,
Sure. Purposefully so. Yes.
You're saying that you do that on purpose? You make it
Yes,
cringy
absolutely.
on purpose?
It's hammed up. It's hammed up on purpose.
Bullshit.
Do you really think it's a big deal?
Phil, when you act, you suck. Like Beck, even worse than Becky, actually, and that's saying something. You bought a DVD RW burner for my PC. It was $6. You know what? That makes sense.
If I had Arby's on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, it doesn't matter. It's just you jam it up. You make people get motivated to do it. That way we get it, right? As opposed to if everything's never a big deal and you don't hype anything up, then who's going to have incentive to ever care about it? I'm a crowdfunded individual. You got to hype.
Oh, wah, wah. I am a crowd. 99% of streamers are Phil, including me. You're not special for that, Philip Paul Burnell. I'm a crowdfunded individual. No shit.
Hype up these events. We're going to do a DSP Tries It. We're going to do a marathon.
Well,
Today,
some people say that you have this like bloated sense of self-importance, like the money's just yours. You earn, you deserve it. I want you to react to this and tell me the truth.
Okay.
You don't think that this is too much?
If you like my content, and if you can support the streams today, please do. In particular, I absolutely need help with tips today. If you tip me today and I hit the goals today, I'm in a good position for tomorrow. If I stream today and I hit none of the goals, I'm fucked. And essentially, I'll be going grocery shopping. I guess we're gonna eat a lunch meat sandwich, you know, for our day off. I can't even have a meal out or nothing because, you know, this is the situation I'm in, and it fucking sucks.
All right, so
A very dwindling crowd. Yes, absolutely.
this is
Great.
to
That's
me
great.
to me
fucking
that's
funny.
that's too much. But don't you understand that some people? All right, so if your position is that you're doing this on purpose to make it cringy and you're laughing about it's a joke, but some people in your live chat really don't know that you're joking, and they might think that you won't have.
No.
Phil, you
No,
basically
no,
say
no,
this
no,
is
no, no.
great. It's such a grift, but it's grifty.
I'm the pants pisser.
This is-
You
Andreas
basically say,
Hansen
like,
donated 50 Swedish kroner through Super Chat. Can I be mod?
No! Thank you, dude. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're a managing mod too. Yeah, that's like the joke. Just like with Foil Grim. It's forever his third donation. Why that bug is there? Who knows? It is there, though. For whatever reason. Yeah, I know. YouTube tab is high memory usage.
Like, if I don't get tips, I can't buy groceries, and I may be subjected to have to eat a lunch meat sandwich on my
That's
day
right.
off. I won't even be able to get takeout food.
And who wants to do that on their day off? When I'm
But
in
you're
6
putting
days a
that
week
on the
full-time?
audience. You're putting it on the audience.
First off,
so.
I'm trying to remember that
Yeah, that's not hyping anyone up. That's guilting the audience.
specific situation because I don't actually remember what the heck that situation was. If you're wondering why I'm saying tips, it's because tips I get immediately, so I could actually spend it on something right away. Like, for example, you're getting a ridiculous amount of super chats, but you, as you know, you don't get those right now. You got to wait like a month and a half before you get anything.
No, I got to wait until the 21st, and I don't live paycheck to paycheck. And
That's
and
right.
This is,
and
and
I was.
also, in your defense, we talked about this a little bit off air. My show doesn't pay any of my house bills. I have other sources of income, and and speaking of that, we'll get into that next because there's some other stuff there. I took another one off, and this one is about abusing users and taking advantage of users. And
Mhm.
there's some people that are like, why the stuff that he says. Let me share my screen again. We got another one to share with you here, and I want you to react to this one and tell me, is this too much or is this okay? Because
Let's hear this in context, guys. I've never heard this before. I've just heard people quote it, but
you often say that people take things out of context. So I'll play it, and then you
Okay.
can explain it, and you can put it in context for me.
sure.
Thanks for the money, dummies, because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks.
Oh, I know exactly what that is then.
Well, that
So,
one, yeah,
literally-
that was taken out of context because it was a troll. He is accurate on that one. That is the one teeny tiny fucking thing I will give Philip here. All right, Phil. Yeah, that was taken out of context. So yeah, he is right about that. That's about it.
Every single day, there are people who will send me small tips. I'm not talking they're sending me like a giant amount. They'll send me like $1. They'll send like a 50-cent super chat, and they'll put the most insulting possible message in there, insulting my wife, insulting me.
Oh,
And so-
that's cringe. Yeah.
That's response to that is saying, yeah, dummies, go ahead. Keep sending it to me because you get nothing out of it. Because I actually, if I remember this in context, they were expecting me to read every message. And I said, I don't have any obligation to read any messages at all. If you're going to be insulting, the moment that you cross that line, I'm just going to ignore you. So go right ahead. Send me tips, send me super chats. Thanks for the money, dummies. Now you wasted your time because I'm keeping it and I'm not reading your message.
All right. Well, I guess I could see that that's fair, but and maybe that's taken out of context. But from a public relations standpoint, it's really not. Do you agree that maybe it's really not good to have that clip out there on the internet because your critics could use it against you?
There are 5 zillion clips of me out there, and they will never stop. So at this point, I could literally say and do anything. It doesn't matter. Just to be quite frank with you, the things that they've said and done about me over the years, that, there's so much vile stuff out there that it's just white noise at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't give a shit what they clip. I really don't. It doesn't bother me at all.
All right, and I got another one on the same sort of thing about this is you asking for support, and I don't know. Let's get your reaction.
It would be great if you could support the stream tonight in any way. It's going to be critical that you guys support the content in whatever way that you can. Really, if I don't get support on these streams, it sucks because that means that I'm not making anything on the videos. If you'd like to support my final stream of the week, please do in any way. I will give you a shout out. Last chance, if you'd like to support the stream in any way, I would appreciate it. Guys, thanks for being here. It would be great if you could support the stream in some way. But outside of that, any support would be appreciated. It'd be great if you could support tonight's stream. You've been asking me nonstop for variety. So I'm giving you variety. I'm giving you what you want tonight.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this is like 12 minutes of you asking for money straight.
Let's need to pay at least 3 to 4 more bills today. We really have.
No, but here's a perfect example. You're saying like, oh, I got to pay bills, so you guys have to pay up.
Okay. Can we hold on? Let's put it in context. At least 3 to 4 because it's not in context
today. We really have almost no support at all. Guys, it would be really great if you could support the stream today. We have had a very slow support stream. I don't know why.
Whoa.
I don't like having this game be my lowest supported stream, being honest. It's such a great game. You guys have asked for it for years. I wanted to play it for years. It kind of sucks to know that this is sadly a game.
Love it how he's hyping up that audience, huh? God almighty. He is in full panic mode right now. We all know that.
That people aren't really digging. I don't know. We have another hour left, okay? I'm just going to be doing story, as you can see. It would be great if we could get some more contributions. In particular, like I told you guys at the beginning of the stream tonight, I really need help with tips right now. I've got my day off on Monday and then big bills coming up right after. So tips would be preferred. Today, views don't really matter to me. I don't care if I have 200 viewers on the stream for Chrono Trigger. I really don't. It's not a big deal. Chrono Trigger did not get great support last night. I'm nervous that what's going to end up happening is this game ends up being the slow game and it doesn't get support. And what if there's a day when also the other stream I'm doing doesn't get support?
I'm nervous.
That's going to be a concern.
Phil, would it really be the end of the world if you had two streams in a row where you didn't hit some goal that you have?
Today, no. Back then, and some of these older clips, because those are clips that are way out of context from like during the bankruptcy and stuff. Yeah, it actually would have, because I was living paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes I was living stream to stream. That's how tight it was.
Well, I've heard you say that you were going to work on not asking for support so much. How do you think that's going for you?
No, it's different now, because the way that I ask is it a different way? Allow me to explain. Back then, as you saw in the older clips where you noticed the webcam's fuzzy, the quality shit.
Oh, let's see.
That was when I was
going. Some later clips in here too, though.
Yeah,
more recent.
I don't want it to be like that anymore. All right, that's why I'm not going to put Vest Streak down here on the leaderboard, and we're going to start counting. We're not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I've once again, for the 4th straight stream, 4 in a row, I received a $150 tip from Jinx. That's 4 in a row. 6 streams in a row. We have hit the goals. All the goals.
You see what I can see what your detractors mean though. Like you seem to like guilt people. Like, well, we got to hit the goal because we've hit it 6 times in a row.
You think? Absolutely
do you understand
does.
like the law of averages? Like, okay, you didn't hit it tonight, but you hit it 6 times in a row. So if you don't hit it tonight, it's not. I don't know. To me, it seems like it wouldn't be a big deal to miss it. Right. On the 7th out of 6 streams, right?
You're right. It's again.
I'm
it's
the
about
pants
context.
pisser.
I'm trying to.
Andreas Hansen donated 50 Swedish kroner through Super Chat. Phil is allied.
Phil is allied. Phil flapping his arms while talking about context. Yeah, dude. He doesn't like. He's used to being in his insular, where okay, there's people making videos and clipping him, but his audience doesn't put him to task about this stuff. And now when he gets put to task, he goes into full fucking panic mode. You beg all the time, Phil. You beg all the time. No mod for you, Andres.
Because there's been different times when we had things going, like a streak where that was the thing, was to keep it going and hit it every time. And like right now, for example, I don't care if I hit my goals every stream. I didn't hit my goal earlier today. I tried to motivate the audience to hit the goal. We didn't hit it. I didn't say, oh no, I'm so angry with all of you. The sky is falling and the world's over. You know, some of these clips where you hear me say things such as,
You do all the time. You just held a stream hostage for this, Phil. Stop it. You do all the time.
well, if I don't have enough tips, I can't go grocery shopping or whatever. It's because it was true. It's because that was years and years ago at a time when things were much, much worse for me.
But Phil, you just said that you couldn't order Arby's like 2 days ago.
Right,
unless you hit the
and
goal.
that's different. That's a joke. That's because we were
No,
hamming
it's
it
not.
up.
No.
We want to hit the goal. We
All
want
right,
to do it
okay.
soon.
If I go
That's
to
different.
listen, Phil, with respect, if I go to Pig Go right now, and I put in the keyword term groceries, how long ago is the last time that you said if I don't hit the goal, I can't hit groceries?
Oh my God. Actual saying that I can't afford my groceries?
Today is the 13th of February, 2025. When's the last time you said to your audience, if I don't hit my goal, I can't buy groceries?
It definitely hasn't happened since I appeared on the casino. That's for sure. It definitely, I mean, I would think it probably hadn't happened.
The
Before
fact that
then.
you need those guys to class you up is pretty funny to me, but okay. Like, really? The
Dude,
casino guys said don't ask for grocery money anymore, Phil?
oh, no. What I'm saying is when I appeared on the casino, all right, for the first time.
You listen to them. You are a cuck for them. I'm tempted to go past the 2:30 time. Funny, Elfin Lied. Is that how you say it? Elfin Lied is one of the few animes that I watched. Yeah, it's just razzing. They're just razzing Philip. It's lead. Okay. And then I say lead and they're like, no, it's lied. I thought it was lead. And then years ago, like, no, Elephant lied. I'm like, okay, whatever. I've watched it. It was good. It just, they shoehorned the sexual shit in there. Like, it would be like, that was my only thing with it.
Time in over a decade, people saw me in a completely different light. Instead
Well,
of me
they're-
just being
I
destroyed.
think Axton is trying to run your redemption arc. That's what I think. And, I wish that there is a road to redemption for all men. But some of the things that I've been through when investigating you is really scary. Like, I just want to ask you about the incentives and benefits. Like, do you really think that it's a benefit for your audience to see you put on a vest or put on a hat or eat a sandwich? Like, that's what you're rewarding them with? I don't get it. By the way, I'm an outsider looking in. Maybe that's normal in your world.
Well, did you know that I don't do that stuff anymore? Not the sandwich, because we've already talked about DSP tries it. Are you aware those goals don't exist anymore? They were phased out.
Phil, on Smart Show this week, you made people give you money so that you could eat snacks on stream. That's another one of those.
No, I didn't make them. That's a reward for us.
If Phil, you demand it, I watch it, Phil.
Hitting a support level. That has nothing to do with made them do it, so that they didn't do it because of that.
But you understand, it's the same as asking for grocery money almost. Like, send me money and I'll eat a snack.
All right, here's the deal.
So no, but here was my point.
I understand your point. Let me respond. There is a distinct difference, because what you'll notice. By the way, I don't know if you know we're tiny. I don't know if you know that. But
here, I'll fix it.
There's a distinct difference between years ago when I was actually financially distraught, legitimately financially distraught. Okay, and I'm on my stream and I'm saying, please support the stream today. I literally need tips. I even said things like, don't send me super chats. Don't become a member. I need tips today because I need the money for tomorrow to do something with it, right? That's a lot different than anything I'm doing today, Where today it's a positive reinforcement and an incentive.
But at the time you were here, is the other problem.
I'm the
too,
pants
Philip.
pisser.
Lyoko Warrior donated $5 through Super Chat. Phil is the Ted Cruz of streamers. He let his wife be insulted by the attention-seeking Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, he really did that, man. He really did. And then he and PPP didn't even really apologize. He was just like, yeah, it's what we do. Yeah, I know, but go fuck yourself. Sometimes I'm just tempted to say and just put out stuff about them. That's where they want to go and just make up lies. I could be a motherfucker, motherfuckers. Just saying.
I'm the pants pisser.
Troll McTrollington donated 10 Canadian dollars through Super Chat. In Elephant Lied, Elf Song, the sexual shit is based on religious stuff based on the rebirth mannerism of the Antichrist's return to destroy the planet, Japan. Meanwhile, it's also based on PTSD convolute.
That maybe I have to watch it again. Now you're piquing my interest, dude. I loved it, but
Identification and a lot of joking and I've actually kind of learned a lot from the casino since I've
Oh,
been
me
on
too,
there
yeah.
and I've watched them, how they do. They positively incentivize their audience,
oh god, you've learned a lot, both of you. What the fuck?
right? Instead of saying it's a negative unless you support, you say, if you support me enough, I'll give you a positive. That's a different kind of reinforcement that I'm learning and I've instituted in my content. So every time we hit 10 goals, we all talk on streams about what is it you want me to do. Just this morning on my Kick Chat, someone said, I want Phil to try the Shamrock Shake from McDonald's because he shit talks it all the time. But when was the last time he actually had one? And I was like, it's true. I don't even remember. Probably 15, 20 years ago. And I hated it. So
The
people want to see me
Shamrock
do that as a
Shake.
reward. So that's a positive incentive. We hit a certain amount of goals. I'll get it. We'll do a taste test video. And I know another thing that you're thinking, because you're probably thinking, well, how is Phil eating something a reward for his viewers, right? Well, there you go. See, I'll play devil's advocate to myself here, right? Like, here's the thing. If I were to say every time that we hit a support goal, I don't know, I'm going to raffle off something. I'll raffle off a portal coaster. We'll do this or that. So who benefits from getting the portal coaster? One person. One person will get this portal coaster. Everyone else who tries to get it, hundreds,
come on,
maybe
Phil.
thousands of
What about
people.
you? Got rewards for like showing people your underwear or your socks?
Those are
Like,
jokes. You don't really do that. PPP and Ashton, or excuse me, PPP and I care about that. We're joking. It's
All right.
incentive to try to get people to support, sure, but it's not a real reward.
All right,
That's
well,
hamming it up over the top.
Here's
But if
here's where I
I do stupid shit like that, so I'm not gonna, I mean, I guess you could say with the fucking, but the thing is, here's where the gotcha is with Phil on that. It's different than what Steven's bringing up here. You were so uptight when I used to take my shirt off, look at him taking his shirt off, doing this dumb shit, sucking on cucumbers. I've never sucked on a cucumber. All this stuff and butt fucking birds. And you were pontificated how you were so much better than all of that shit. But all of a sudden, PPP or Triple P asks you to do it, and it's all fun and games. Why all of a sudden you're cool with all the fun and games now, motherfucker? Because you're a desperate, clout-chasing, lonely dude who had someone pretend to be your friend to get stuff out of you. Think about that, motherfucker.
think you can make some progress with all of your
Okay.
haters and detractors.
Okay.
Will you commit for the next 6 months to not ask for money for your bills, your mortgage, your internet payment, your car payment?
Mhm.
Will you commit for the next 6 months to not beg or ask, beg for money for your personal expenses?
I have
for the
not
next
done
6
that.
months?
I have not done that for ages.
I don't
Like I
know,
said,
man.
Since
Pig,
I've
pig,
been on the
go.
casino, since now I do something positive, it's a positive reinforcement to get a
Positive.
reward. It's not me asking for something to buy something. Or
And by the
pay for
way,
something.
I'm learning from you. So I didn't start a goal tonight. So I'm just setting the goal now. We want 50 super chats, any amount,
There you go.
and I will eat Arby's for that. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, and
Oh my God! Listen, I'm gonna get a burger from McDonald's. Something exotic. Yeah, he's addicted to the begging. He's addicted to the begging. Full stop.
What are you gonna get? What are you gonna get?
I don't know. I think I want to try the burgers because I saw what you did, and you're right. I drive by an Arby's on the way to my cabin. The only thing I've ever liked from Arby's is curly fries. My wife likes some of the old sandwiches, but they stopped making some of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll get a burger. I'll eat Arby's if
I think you'll like
50 super chats. But
I do think you'll like
believe
the
in
burger.
DoorDash, so they have to wait until I actually physically go get the sandwich.
There you
I
go.
don't believe in. Oh, that's another criticism. Do you do DoorDash like twice a week, or how much do you do DoorDash?
I do. I usually, if I'm not going out on my day off, I will DoorDash one meal that my wife and I share as like a dinner, so we don't have to cook because we literally cook every other day at home. Or if I'm doing one of these big rewards after hitting 10 or so goals, we'll DoorDash the meal to show up so I can do the video live because no one wants to sit around while I'm going out to get the meal and come back. They want the food to be here on time during the stream, so that way it saves that downtime. But no, I don't DoorDash every other meal. Listen, I have lost something like 40 pounds in the last, 5-6 years. How could I have done that if I was door dashing every day? It doesn't even make any sense. You know what I mean? I'm eating healthy meals that my wife is making nearly every day, and that's why I'm able to do that.
That's fair.
So how did Cap put on? I'm not being a dick. How did Cap put on so much weight then? Yeah, we got a full Phil roast. I'm tempted to keep going for a bit. I mean, I don't know how long, but I'm fuck it. Let's just go. We'll go until I don't feel like it. How about see? You get your money's worth out of me. God damn it. Is anyone else edging? Like, I'm not being a dick. I'm a fat fuck, so I'm not being a dick, okay? I'm just like, if you're eating healthy and you're eating the same food, how did she gain so much weight? She was slender, not skinny. She wasn't underweight, but she was like in shape. I don't know. I make it make sense to me, dude.
Fair, but are you going to commit to not asking for personal expenses for 6 months?
Sure, because I don't do it now. Again,
Okay.
I don't ask for personal expenses.
I'm going to hold you to that. I'll be checking Pig Go every week.
You will. Now, here's what you got to do, though.
Groceries, mortgage, day off.
That's fine.
You can't ask for money for your day off either. You can't ask for money for your day off because that's a little cringe, Phil. But back to one thing. I got a lot of messages from disgruntled users of yours who were banned.
Okay.
And many of them said that they used to send you a lot of money, and some of them even sent me the receipts that they indeed were big contributors of yours. Do you, as a show host, believe in free speech on your show?
Free speech, as long as it's not insulting.
No.
To the point of being personal, or that it's not doxing, that it's not something dangerous.
Okay,
and also insulting each other in the chat or other viewers, right? You shouldn't be getting into arguments or quarrels with other people, derailing the chat. Because, let's say, for example, I'm doing a stream of, I don't know, Final Fantasy. And you go to the chat and people are literally sitting there arguing with each other.
Yo, this guy came with receipts for everything, son. That's crazy.
Insulting each other. What are you doing? I'm playing Final Fantasy. Why are you doing that in my chat?
How many people are you banning, though? Because... Look, I was checking the Kick chat logs, and I only did one of the mods here. They banned 1,200 users permanently. Do you see that?
Yeah. Dude,
wait, I'm still scrolling, Phil.
No,
you guys
this
banned
is easy.
1,200 users? 1,200 users.
This is easily explained.
And I was able to find some of the people who contributed to you on this list of permanently banned users. So when I hear you saying, oh, I got to get money or I can't pay my bills, and then I see that there's users that are giving you money that you permanently banned because...
Yeah, and how many of these people would have supported you, Phil? How many? And they're banned, gone forever.
They said something you didn't like. I don't know. In your defense, I have a total free speech zone here. I don't ban anybody generally unless they say something really crazy like racist or, whatever. But there's 1,200 users from just one of your mods permanently banned. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many you've banned since, let's say, December?
No, I don't count, but do you understand that those aren't real accounts? You know those are bot accounts, right?
Well, some of them are, but some of them are people that have
Most of those
contacted
are
me.
bot accounts. That is.
I don't know, Phil. I had a couple of phone calls with some of these people.
That's fine.
It
No,
seemed
no.
real
Listen,
to me.
it's not everyone is a bot account. I'm telling you, the
The
vast majority of those are the
Feltoning,
same
that sounds
people.
like somebody
The
that
Feltoning.
The
I've
vast
seen.
majority. Here's the problem: is you can just make an account, jump in there, and start spamming, and then you get banned, and you're in there in 5 seconds with another account. I mean, you can talk to any moderator on my streams, and they'll say it's a nightmare with the amount that these harassment antics go. They'll come in and make. I mean, you would think, oh no normal person would do that. These people are not normal. These people go in there some days with 50 accounts. You ban one, next one, next one, next one, next one. Some of them, like I'll give you an example right now. You ready? Oh, here we go.
Phil.
Okay.
I'm looking right now. What I'm doing is I've gone to my main channel page of my Kick account, and I'm trying to see. I can't see. I'm stupid. I can't see that far. I should open it up on my laptop. They make accounts that are insulting nonstop, and they'll just wait. I can see when they make a new.
But then PPP insults you right to his face. Why don't you ban him? This is what people get annoyed at. You just are so hypocritical and contradict yourself in real time with evidence, and you just are like, yep, just deal with it. You literally said to Craig, it doesn't matter if I'm lying or not, it's still an answer. Which is like that's your entire life.
Account, and if it's an insult, the name is the insult. They don't even have to say a word. The name itself is an insult towards myself. Like it'll be like, Phil's fat wife 204 ban. Phil, the
PPP made fun of your wife's weight.
IRS is going to arrest Phil. Ban.
But
You know what I mean?
1,200 in a space of a couple months, really?
We're talking. I'm not kidding you.
I haven't
dozens a
permanently
day.
banned or hidden 4 users in 4 years.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
dozens a
don't
day.
understand that.
That's the level of harassment is dozens a day. These people just don't let up. They're out of their minds.
Okay. But do you accept any responsibility for why you piss people off to that extent that they're willing to come in and troll you? Because my father had this saying, Phil, and it was called high on the hog. And there's a perception that you're living a pretty great lifestyle and you're begging your audience to provide that great lifestyle for you. And then so that pisses people off and they're like, why should this guy get all this money?
That's true. It's exactly it.
Yeah,
3 Arby's sandwiches if I didn't,
That's right. And that is called jealousy, right? That's exactly what that is. And I understand
Jealousy.
it 1,000,000%. I do. I get it. All right. There's
Come
people
on,
who I'm
dude.
jealous of too, who I think shouldn't have what they deserve, what they have. They don't deserve it. Okay. But the difference is,
Wow,
I
you
don't go
admitted that.
after those people. I don't systematically harass them. I don't insult their family members. I don't try to get them, arrested. I don't dox them. I don't swat them. I don't create 50 ghost accounts a day to go into their chat and spam. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do any of that. For me, my philosophy is if there's someone I don't like, okay, I ignore them and I move on positively with my own life.
That's fair enough.
But that's what they don't do. They're obsessed. They're crazy people.
Now we want to move on to the interrogation. I have so much to get through. I'm going to try to keep taking things off this board. We're going at a good clip, though. I'm proud of you for hanging in this far.
Yeah, this is going to be. I don't know how long I'm going, but I'm too interested to stop yet.
Well, everybody said you were just going to drop if the questions got hard.
Why? I was on a 5-hour podcast with Side Scrollers, and I did a 12-hour live react to a 4-hour documentary about me that covered all of this already. Why would I drop from your show?
Oh yeah, that's true. He used to message me. Remember when he was really feeling himself? When the whole Kino arc started, and he was like messaging me like a drunken ex-girlfriend at like 3 a.m. Remember that? Oh, this fucking guy, man. He is something. He is a man. Tony Lugo, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you.
Well, now things are going to get kind of spicy. So I have one post-it note here. Can anybody read what that says? It says polygraph test. It says polygraph test. I don't know if you know this. Ashton from Kino knows it, and Andy Worski know it. But I have a polygraph machine, and I'm basically certified polygrapher. So for the rest of tonight's broadcast,
Dude, he's gonna be in cope for eons. Eons. Period, man.
I'm going to ask you to answer all the questions truthfully, and then after the show, I'd be willing to come to you and administer a polygraph to make sure you're answering the following questions from here on in truthfully. And failing that, I happen to find a retired FBI polygrapher that lives right in your area, and he's kind of friendly with me. He's done a job for my show before. He's in Seattle, so he could just easily drive to where you are and administer the polygraph either
No
at
way
your
in
house
hell.
or at a hotel.
0%
nearby your
chance.
house. Would you be willing to submit to that?
For what reason? What benefit do I have to do that? Because
so that you could clear your
because if you weren't lying, it would exonerate you, son. What do you mean?
name. Like everybody keeps
Oh,
listen,
hold on
Phil.
a second,
Everybody
hold on.
keeps saying you're lying about a lot of stuff that we're going to get into next.
Hold
And
on.
so here's what I'm here for Ashton from Kino and Andy Worski, who want you to have the redemption arc.
Hold on.
And I thought, what better way of redemption than passing a lie detector test?
What
better way to prove all these evil detractors wrong? I've got a polygraph set up and a chair, right? It goes in a briefcase. I could take it on a plane. I could be at your house in a couple of days. I need a little bit of time to, get the plane ticket and figure it out. But like, Phil, what better way to shut up all your detractors forever? You say those bank leaks aren't yours, right? We'll put you on a polygraph and ask you that question again and verify that you've been telling the truth this entire time and you haven't lied about that.
-% chance.
I think this is a great idea. And if you don't agree to this, it doesn't look good for you because it kind of looks like you're avoiding.
Let me fully respond.
Responsibility.
Shall I fully respond? Okay.
There you go. And by the way, that's 2 offers. And here's what I would do to make it completely fair. If you agree to it, I'll do a polygraph, and the FBI retired polygrapher, he's an expert and he's a member of the American Polygraphers Association.
Yeah. No way. There's no way he'll do this quick. DSP going to be miserable for weeks. Yeah, I answered that one. There's no way. You could see the panic in his face behind the smile. Oh, yeah, I would. Absolutely. Especially against those fucks.
He's a world-recognized expert. He's worked on tons of criminal cases, worked for a lot of high-profile lawyers on the West Coast. I'll get us both to do a polygraph. So you have 2 shots, and then we'll both tell what our results are. Because I haven't been doing it for 25 years like this retired FBI guy. So in fairness to you, we'll do 2 of them, and most likely we will concur on the results. So that would mean it would be impossible for you to pass 2 of them if you were lying, in my opinion.
Okay.
So
can I respond?
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, what you have to understand is very simple. All right. What you're proposing to me is an opportunity to prove my detractors wrong. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what this is. All right.
Yeah.
It would steamroll him. But we know you're not. We know you're lying. So
it's a great opportunity. I'm giving it to you. And by the way, by my own expense, I'm going to pay for the other polygrapher. I'm going to pay for the flight, the hotel. I'll pay for my meals. You don't have to pay for anything. I'm going to pay for it all.
Allow me to respond because you're not letting me respond.
Oh,
Allow me
go
to
ahead,
respond
go ahead.
properly to it. Okay.
All right.
My viewers, my supporters, the people who actually like me, who are
you want to continue to believe your fucking lie.
on my streams every day, who watch my content, who support me via all these contributions, right? Don't give 2 flaming shits about anything that my detractors have issue with me. They don't. They know all about all the controversies. They've heard my answers. They're happy with them. Do you understand? They don't give a shit. In fact, if I bring it up on my streams, they get upset. Why are you bringing that up? You know we don't care. We don't care what this one said about you, what that one's saying about you.
That's fair enough, but wouldn't it be
ignoring
good to just turn the page and never have to answer any of these questions again after you pass a polygraph?
Let me finish the answer, because here's the second half of the answer here. The detractors that I have, all right, have found a financial incentive to never be satisfied by any answer I ever give, by anything.
But they would have nothing to say to you after this. Nothing.
Even if you pass a polygraph,
even if I passed a polygraph, even if right now I opened up my bank account to show you all the information, even if I showed you every possible thing to clear up anything they've ever said about me, they wouldn't care, because they immediately pivot to the next thing they don't like, the next thing they can over dramatize, the next thing they can make drama out of.
But don't you think the people that are in your corner would say, like, look, he passed a polygraph. Those bank leaks weren't his spending. This is not an issue anymore.
The people that are in my corner and don't care. Like I said, they literally don't want to talk about this shit ever again. They're done with it. This stuff is the bankruptcy stuff is.
So we could even move past this. So why would you even come on the show, Phil? I know why. PPP told you to come on, and you can't fucking think for yourself. Why would you come on this show then? If this is all said and done, you don't want to talk. Why would you come on this interview? Because you cuck for whatever fucking weird reason, clout, and you actually think they're your friends, which is sad. You're like, so just be done with it. But here you are again, getting interrogated, looking awful. Oh my God.
5 years in the past. Listen, you want to talk about criticize me and how I asked for contributions today? Fine. I will accept that. Sure. But we're talking about stuff that's done. That's been rehashed, done. It's done with. The reason my detractors keep bringing it up is because it makes them money. They can monetize this cult-like mentality of idiots who.
So how could they monetize something on you if it was truthful? If you were telling the truth, like that would be like their final videos. They would all have to shut down.
Don't like me, and they make tons of bank on it. You've seen it yourself researching me. There is a network of these people who are making insane amounts of money, more than me, if you add them all together. So they're never going to be satiated. If right
that bothers Phil a lot.
Now you were here and you asked me the questions and I answered every one, and you said, "Oh my God, you said the truth on every single answer."
Yeah, but
they wouldn't care.
Let me be very honest with you, Phil. I don't think that you'll pass either polygraph, and that's why you won't take it.
That's fine.
I don't think you can pass a polygraph.
Hold on.
Based on the evidence that I found, and we're gonna show it to the audience tonight.
Did I say no yet?
You can't. Well, let's go.
Did I say no yet?
Make the decision.
I'm explaining to you.
Shit or get off the pot. There's a road to redemption right here. Right here, I'm giving you the road to redemption.
If
you could piss it away, and people are going to shit on you forever for passing up this road to redemption, or you could take the high road here and prove everybody wrong once and for all.
It's not the high road. That's bullshit. It's not the high road because the people who care about me don't care about any of this. They don't. They're coming to my streams every day to enjoy games and.
How do they not care about any of it? You have gotten countless amount of money for them by guilting them into giving it to you, talking about your financial woes. And some of them are still there. Again, in June the King's documentary about you, one of them was like, man, Phil made it like he was living hand to mouth, but we find out he's spending all this money on WWE champions. I feel like I was played. I'm paraphrasing, but the context is there. He's panicking right now, man.
Hang out. They don't care about any
of
this.
Don't you think that your supporters would like knowing that you didn't blow thousands of dollars on a mobile game?
I already told them
they were giving you money the whole time. You don't think they would benefit from?
Yeah, but then you lied and said that you don't use that account anymore. They were down from the Raptors account, which oddly enough is only active. The detractors looked into it when you are not streaming. You said you sold it on like the black sweaty man market. That doesn't sound. You know what I mean, though.
I love Hulk Hogan's dick.
From that,
I've already fessed up that I did. I already cleared all that up. It's already happened.
well, I guess in fairness, you may be right. But
So here's the definitive answer, okay?
okay.
The only way I will do it is if it actually benefits me. And it disproving my detractors does not benefit me in any way. So
assuring your supporters that you didn't rip everybody off while you were spending tens of thousands of dollars on a mobile game would go a long way towards healing the, maybe some of your old supporters.
Nope.
Didn't you lose supporters over the bank leaks? Didn't people walk away from your show and never give you money again? Wouldn't they come back and say, I was wrong about DSP?
They would not come back. That's ludicrous. They would never come back. Those kind of people, if
Bullshit. Dude, let me tell you something. After Jay and I became cool again, I know people for a fact came back here, Phil. I know people for a fact came back here. You just know that you would get caught in the lie that all the years that you were still on WWE champions, that you literally defrauded people out of money, making it like guilt, making them feel bad, like I'm going to be essentially homeless or can't eat, when you were spending all this money on a gotcha game that you don't even have anything you could sell from because it's just you're throwing the money into fucking thin air. Oh, man.
Going down this crazy cult-like hate-filled rabbit hole about someone. It doesn't matter anymore. You're already got your mind made up and nothing's ever good enough. I know because I've gone through this over a decade.
No, Phil. Here's the thing. It's like me with the Dropbox shit. Like, I had Jay to back me up on it, and it deflates it, dude. There's still some people like Kino Casino that are going to run with it because they just can't stand me, and the feeling's fucking mutual. By the way, the offer to still come on Lolcow, where plenty of people will watch, is there. Funny how Andy Worski, who's a giant cokehead pedophile fucking pussy, never got back to Jay when Jay texted him. Convenient. You puff your chest out on your show, but you won't come on mine. There are other ones too. They literally have people who are like fans of them. I think one guy was an editor who allegedly molested their son. But that's okay. Me not being that, you'll put out the lie out there because you can't stand me. Go fuck both of yourselves.
Decade now, where I've had opportunities. I have proven some of this stuff wrong. They don't care. They're on to the next and the next and the next, and they keep moving the goalpost. So I'm not.
They wouldn't have anything to.
I don't give a shit about them. I care about the people who support me every day, and they don't care about this.
Everybody.
If this is going to happen, okay, if this is going to happen, I need to have actual real incentive for it to happen. It's that simple.
Oh,
what's the incentive? Wouldn't the incentive be clearing your fucking name? Isn't that incentive enough? Yeah, I've admitted a long time ago he's a terrible person. No, I don't even think he would take a payment. I've offered him payments to come. It wouldn't be a payment. Let's see what he says.
Oh, so in other words, you want me to pay you to take a polygraph to prove your innocence and help you prove your innocence?
There has to be incentive.
I'm already paying for it. You know what? It's going to be a couple $1,000s for me to get a plane ticket, hotel, meals, whatever, and pay the other polygrapher. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a couple $1,000 just for that. I'm not. Even if I put it on a monetized video when we're done, I don't think I'll recoup that. Now you want me to pay you on top of it? That's a little much.
It's your idea, and you're the one asking to do it.
The only reason he's asking for money because he knows he won't give him money, so he's like, you won't pay me, so what? That's it.
Not me.
All right.
I don't care.
Let's move on to this next thing. And remember, I'm going to ask you to be honest with me. When it comes to the bank leaks, you said this was on October 27th. Just received a $1,500 bill for legal fees to clean up the identity theft I just went through in the USA. You get billed for being a victim of a federal crime. Needless to say, this is effed up, and I'm pretty upset to get the news on my day off of all days. So I wanted to ask you if you could let me talk to the attorney or show me the invoice privately.
talk to the attorney or show you the invoice for what? This
The legal
particular thing I'm
fees that you
referencing
needed
in
to
the
spend.
tweet.
Yeah, you basically said that
I'm
you
the pants pisser.
received $1,500
Bloody
bill for
GB
legal fees
donated
that would have to
6
come from a
Canadian
lawyer.
dollars and 99 cents through Super Chat. No incentive would be enough
100%.
because it would expose his lies and end his career man shrugging.
Yep. Career man shrugging. The text to speech away. No way. Negative chance. Negative fucking chance. What the fuck happened to you? Come on, dude. YouTube with this shit, man. Oh my God. Let me close down other tabs here. Maybe that'll make it run smoother. But it's not. That's not it, dude. Everyone has an issue with YouTube and live streams. Sorry, guys.
Lawyer, right, Phil? So you'd have a receipt, or you could show me a bank statement that you paid a lawyer $1,500 over these bank leaks. Because based on what my investigation uncovered, Phil, I don't
Hyper chat extension.
believe that you paid any lawyer.
Would you
Anything.
like me? Would you like me to explain what this tweet
As long as you're not
actually
going
means?
to, yeah. But you've already explained what it meant. You said that you had to spend all this money to
Oh,
straighten
Tim,
this
I'm
out.
sorry.
But
Tim, I'm
That's
sorry.
not elaborating. That's a very quick tweet. Doesn't explain the situation.
No, I think I read it before I didn't say your name. Marilyn Manson can't get accountability out of Phil. Yeah, because this is insane. Sometimes it just freezes, too. I mean, this computer, old as it is still a beast that will probably die soon. But it's still a beast. Hey, man, it's going to be weird. It's like me switching to the other computer that I built is going to be like an end of an era, you know? Thank you, Rala. It sounds weird to like get somewhat but like think about it. I built this computer. I only had my first son. I just went into that office that I used to be in. I didn't even work with Jay yet at that point. Jesus. Time has fucking changed so much since this machine was put together, huh?
And I can tell you right now what this means.
Well, just give me the proof that you spent $1,500. It's a pretty simple thing to do.
I would have to go back. Well, I have to explain to you what it is.
Now you're talking in circles, though. Phil.
I'm not talking in circles. I want to tell you, but you're
right.
you're not letting me. Do you want me to explain it?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Oh, but
When-
before you do,
No.
though,
I don't really know. Like, I wouldn't give it away because if it is unstable, which it is, I've told you, like, it's always a red flag if you plug something into a USB port and it freezes solid to the point the mouse. That usually tells me it's either there's VR, maybe voltage regulators on the motherboard are starting to crap out. The power supply might be starting to crap out, you know. But yeah, I built this in the fall of 2017. It's crazy.
Oh, why are you cutting me off? Let me answer.
all right, could you try to answer quickly? We got a lot to get through.
If you want me to answer the question, let me answer the question, or else don't ask. Are you going to let me answer the questions?
Explain the $1,500 legal bills that you can't show proof of. Go ahead.
The legal bill is
Who's Dave's place?
my tax people having to clean up the situation. Here's what happened.
So you
Because
paid an accountant.
I paid my tax attorney.
Okay.
Where that legal bill came
Yeah,
from.
that's what I asked to
say
see
it's
the
a-
invoice.
I see it's a legal bill. It's my tax attorney billed me for his time to clean this up because I was
Right.
already on back
So
payment.
can you
plan
show
from
me the
IRS.
invoice?
I could look for it. I don't know if I still have it. This is 4 years ago. I
Well,
don't
I
know if
can-
I have it.
I can call them and confirm if you give them permission to talk to me.
Wow, this guy is fucking going in. David Jaffe's throwing shade at me? Oh, I don't care.
Again, I can look for it. I mean, I don't. Do you really think that I want people contacting my
And
my
here
tax attorney?
I just want to show you this because I have a lawyer. I have a lawyer in my family. So he's
Uh-huh.
written a non-disclosure agreement between you and I.
I'm the pants pisser.
Comic Book Chat donated $10 through Super Chat. Been meeting with a dietitian for 3 weeks now, got some blood work that was basically a warning, so have to get more done in 3 months. So I am making meaningful changes and hoping it helps the results.
Oh, good for you, man. You get an applause for that, dude. Seriously. That's what I'm doing, too. So good for you. Like, you know, like right now, I'm fucking starving. Am I going to eat anything? No.
Which basically stipulates that if whatever records you show with me, I'm only going to use to confirm or deny if you're telling the truth about all of this. I'm not going to share any personal information, account information, any identifying thing that could, you know, because your argument is always, oh, this would put me in more danger. I'm just going to...
Me and my family.
I'm going to look at the...
Someone's going to fly through his window at night and buttfuck Jasper. Yeah, I know. It's crazy that, yo, there's kind of more people. There's about the same amount of people here now, slightly less than there was at like 8 at night, you know, but that's also because whether I like it or not, I compete with Queens. I compete with Lolcal Live. Not that I want to, but it's just the reality of it. Like, Jaffe's on right now. Like, what are they saying? I'm just curious now that you brought it up.
Invoice and verify that you spent $1,500 over these bank leaks to clean it up. Whether you paid a tax attorney, a tax accountant,
that's
a
all
lawyer, whatever.
That's what it is. It's all the tax attorney / accountant.
All right. Well,
and like who is on there, you know?
I'll give you this non-disclosure agreement, and then you don't have to worry about me disclosing anything other than, yes, he paid a tax attorney $1,500 to clean up this bank leaks mess.
Okay, but what's the point?
The point is to prove that you've been telling the truth, because I don't think you have been about the bank leaks specifically.
And I don't care if you believe me or not. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form.
All right.
Does it?
So you don't care?
No, I don't. I don't
Wow.
care. I don't. I really don't. Like, I'm a content creator who sits down and makes gaming content, streams, chill content for his audience. I'm past all this nonsense in the past. I, you know, don't care about this stuff. We are so past it. This is like dredging up shit that we...
Wait, I'm a never comment. I'm a nurse who works nights, so this time works for me. I don't even know what... I'm just running on fucking adrenaline right now. And not that this is giving me adrenaline, but...
We are already done
because
with.
It's never been...
I'm just with doing tech talk, just accepting these weird hours are my fucking fate. You know what I mean? Also, credit to you for being able to work that night shift, man. I did night shifts twice, and I sucked at it.
Settled, because here's the problem, Phil. You talk a lot of shit about your detractors, but they have receipts, and you never showed receipts.
What receipts do they have exactly?
Well, we're gonna. I'll show you, but first let's do this here. I want
receipts?
And Jello, good for you, man.
Besides circumstantial stuff or stuff that they claim is real, but it's never been proven.
It's circumstantial. We're going to get into it then. But before we do, I just want to remind you of what you've said previously about the bank leaks, because I don't think that you're being honest with your viewers or the world in general about these bank leaks.
Earth Trip, thank you for becoming a member. I feel like me streaming in these weird hours is good for my channel. It's like I'm bringing in some other audience. I'm like, it's like Lolcow man breasts.
Based on the information that I found in my investigation in these past couple of weeks.
The entire thing, bank leak stuff, is fake. There was no bank leaks that ever happened to me. That whole thing was fabricated by my detractors. I don't even know what information they got or who they got it from, but it wasn't me. Like, they'd be like, what about the bank leaks and what about this and that? I'm like, what about them?
Yeah, I could end at any moment, or I could go for another hour. I'm just letting it be known. I don't want to be like, yes, Rich is going to be up till the sun comes up. No. But right now I'm feeling okay. I'm technically off today because I'm going with Lauren for Valentine's Day. So fuck it. Fuck it.
Did you analyze them? Can you show them on stream? Can you prove that those are real?
And just so you're aware, Phil, I did analyze them.
Jello.
And I can show them on stream right now and prove that they're real. I don't believe that you've been honest about the bank leaks. I think you lied about a lot of that because it's in your benefit to lie. You don't want your detractors to know how much you've been spending on gin and wine and DoorDash and a WWE game.
Why would it matter?
Oh, let's get to the bank leaks, especially.
Why-
You say they're fake.
Hold
But
on. Why
Phil,
would it
in
matter?
order for them to be fake, the person that faked them would have to know what kind of car you drive, who your internet service provider is, who
Okay.
your electric company was, who your
Okay.
garbage company was,
Okay.
what their monthly charge was at the time.
Tridger Corey, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it, man. We get some members too. I'm liking
Of the
this.
bank
Thank you.
leaks for people living in your area at the time of those leaks. They'd have to know what restaurants you eat at and when you ate at them. They'd have to know when and where your wife gets haircuts. They'd have to know what your local water company was and what you pay them every month. They'd have to know when you go to Burger King. They'd have to know when you go out to eat, when you do DoorDash, when and where you go grocery shopping, how much your back tax payments are, what your mortgage company is and how much you pay that every month, how much you're making on YouTube. They'd have to know how much you're making on Twitch, what accounting firm you use, and what they're charging you. The odds of somebody knowing all that information, it's like it would take a 007 CIA operative to fake these. Phil, you don't see that. Do you understand that there's direct correlation? You say I went to Burger King and the Burger King charge is there on that day or the day before. You say I'm getting a haircut. 8 times somebody caught you saying you're getting a haircut, and those haircuts are on the bank leaks. And do you understand that the person that did that is a retired police officer? The person that found that information is a retired police officer. I think he's called Broside Phil.
Oh, I don't know.
They'd have to know. They'd have to know all of this information.
Yo, this is on another level. And it wasn't Triple P that set him up with this.
In order to fake them, it would take like a team of people. And here's the other thing.
Okay.
Do you understand that like people can track things down? So
Sure.
you know where those leaks came from, right? They came from an audio recording of somebody who socially engineered on their telephone basically calling an online teller at your bank and listing off all of the charges for that whole 18-month period. And here's what I found out in the course of my investigation.
This is insane.
Let's just take a listen.
September 13th, a pre-authorized payment of $120.27 from Comcast. On September 13th, a pre-authorized payment of $112.28 from Apple iTunes. On September 13th.
All right, so it's enough to say that somebody sat on a telephone for 5 hours. Now, I went through the first 5 hours of it. It matches the bank leaks 100%. And I also contacted the bank.
Oh, my God.
This is the online teller at the time. That's the voice they use. So for somebody to fake this, they would have to have the software development kit for the telephony for this bank software and the text to speech that's used in this. They'd need the software development kit. Do you know what that costs?
No, I don't know what that costs.
It costs tens of thousands of dollars. Somebody would have had to spend tens of thousands of dollars to fake this 5-hour phone call with your online bank teller, Phil. You don't think that sounds like overwhelming evidence that they're real? You mean to tell me one of your detractors spent 10 grand on a software development kit?
Are you going to let me respond now?
Okay, well, let's hear it.
So you're saying that you heard this clip, this 5-hour clip that supposedly someone recorded off of some phone line, and this is 100% indisputable evidence that it's true. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that I went through and somebody really did sit on this online teller and then transcribe every charge to a spreadsheet. It matches this 5-hour recording. Do you know that?
So the money that was coming out of your account matches the recording, Phil. That's what he's saying.
time it would take somebody to first fake this recording,
Uh-huh.
and then again they'd have to know everything you spend money on, and all of these charges that are near your house. Did you know that all the charges are within just a few miles of your house? And that correlates perfectly to, being right near your house. Here's a perfect example. And I've redacted as much as I can.
We already know this. Everyone already knows this, but go ahead.
This is the supermarket. This is the supermarket where you shop. It's 3 miles from your house. 4 miles, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
And this is the discount store. This one's 3.1 miles. 3.4 miles. I don't know. It's a few miles from your house. And I was able to do this mapping with over 40 of the charges. The Petco, the place where you get your hair cut. It's all within a few miles of your house. And there's correlations where you said things on stream like, I'm going to get a haircut today. Those charges are there. And in the case of the Burger King, they would have had to know the day before you said you were going to Burger King, because that was the day before. It's virtually impossible for somebody to fake these, in my opinion. I've got 40 correlations. These are all stores and locations all right near your home in this course of this 18 months. You mean to tell me that some crazy evil genius figured out how to fake a 5-hour teller call and then put it all on spreadsheets as well? It's all fake. Look at the spreadsheet.
Okay.
It correlates
Phil's head is going to explode.
to the audio recordings. 100%. So and look at this. You're telling me somebody faked all this? This isn't you?
I'm still waiting for you to finish so I could respond.
I'm not finished, so respond so far, and I got more for you. I got a lot more for you, Phil. You can either admit that the bank leaks are real and the
Microtransactions. Holy shit. Microtransactions. I already said that one.
those are your charges, or you can continue to lie to your viewers and everybody else. It's up to you. I told you about that road to redemption. So come on. What are we going to do here?
So are you done now, or do you have more to say about the bank leaks? I'll respond to all of it when you're done.
Well, the reason that people are so upset, you could see in these charts, it shows that you spent more on transactions most month than your mortgage payment while you're begging your audience for money for your bill.
Well, look. Microtransaction. Look at these juicy ones. Microtransaction. When was this too? Holy shit.
That wasn't my question. My question is, are you done talking about the bank leaks so that I can respond and we can move on?
Yeah, I could show you more evidence. I could show you.
Yeah, I'm fucking psychotic. Yes, I'm still up for now. I also feel like I appreciate you guys. We always hit the fucking goal like 99% of the time. 95, I used to say. That's an understatement. And like, hey, I appreciate it. So here I am. I genuinely do.
More evidence.
All
right.
I'm just waiting for you to be done, and then I'll respond, because there's no
All
point
right,
in
I'll
you
show you.
responding.
All right, then fine. I'll show you some more evidence, and you can try to explain all of this away. The haircuts. The haircuts, Phil. The haircuts.
Mhm.
The haircuts ruin your grift. The haircuts ruin your grift, and here's why. Curls and twirls. Is that your wife, Phil?
No.
On the website, you're going to say that's not her? Do I got to
think
get a
so.
facial recognition expert to show that's her?
I don't think that's her.
Where to get your haircut, Phil? Where to get your haircut?
No, it's not.
I'm not going to tell you, because then people are going to
You
harass
can't
where I
tell me
go.
because you get your haircut at Curls and Twirls.
Did you hear what I just said?
Your wife's on the website, Phil.
Steve, are you listening to what I'm saying? Did you hear
I'm
what
trying.
I just said?
You said you can't tell me because your detractors will use it against you.
That's not what I said at all.
Well, what
I
did
said,
tell me again. I'm
you
sorry.
got to calm down. Listen. I get it. I get it. I do. You're excited. You think you got me on something. It's all good. And I'm
Oh,
actually
I
not.
got you, Phil. I
And
got
I'm
you.
actually-
I
I'm
haven't even
actually-
started on these bank leaks.
I want
There's
you
a
to-
mountain of evidence
You
that
never
it's
let me
you.
talk. Steve, I want you to understand something. All right. At the end of the day, when we're done here, I'm not going to be upset with you at all. I want you to understand that. Okay.
That's good, Phil. Thirst and bursts. Hey, Schraub, that was brilliant. Thirst and bursts.
All right. Because
All right.
you're getting very agitated. You're talking over me. You still haven't even let me respond yet to what you're saying. I've been asking and you keep going. All right. I can't say where I get my hair cut because if I tell you, they will harass the person who cuts my hair. Do you understand that? They'll find them. They'll still fuck with their public
All right.
information.
So can you show me the
They'll harass
receipts to where you get your haircut during the bank leaks period that wasn't curls and twirls then privately?
Steve. Okay.
That's the problem.
Number
Your
one.
detractors have receipts. You don't have any receipts, Phil. You have excuses and lies
there's
and
no
obfuscation. You're trying to
Okay.
keep the grift going. I get it. Because if
Listen
people
to me.
know for sure those bank leaks
I'm
are
not
yours, nobody will give you money ever again. Because
I
you,
ask-
you begged for money to pay your bills and you spent it on stupid shit.
That's it. Oh, man.
Can I ask you a question quickly?
Yeah.
How do you expect to get anything out of the show if you won't let me talk? Like I'm trying to talk to you and you keep yelling over me.
Well, you keep telling me that I got to show you more evidence. I've already showed you a
Oh,
mountain of
I
evidence.
The reason he's yelling over you is that because you keep on moving the goalpost and he's trying to pull it back.
didn't
You
say
can't
that.
explain.
I
You
didn't
can't
say-
explain this.
I didn't say you have to show me any more evidence. I said, can I respond now or are you going to keep going? Because obviously I'm going to give my answer and then we can move on to something else. Or, unless this is all you had was the bank leaks. I don't know. I don't know what's
No,
going on.
I've got an awful lot more, but jeez, Phil. The
So
problem is that
He and Becky are the same person. In some odd ways, yes. He is like the Melania of detractors. Oh, is this like? I think we're getting to his second form. This is his second form. The beginning was his first form.
you're not willing to answer
there's
the
no-
question.
there's
You're
no
giving
problem.
excuses.
You haven't even let me say a word yet. You kept yelling. I'm trying to answer. Can I give my response?
Yeah.
All right.
Why are
First
the
of-
bank leaks fake?
First
Explain
of
it to
all,
me. And
let me
why
just
are there
say-
all the correlations?
Let me say this. I'm trying to do you a solid with this appearance. I really am. I'm hoping that you're going to get a nice boost of it.
Oh my God. It's, hey, I'm doing this for you. That's not what he asked you, you fucking retard. He asked you, how does all this stuff match up? There's no way that some detractor said the automated teller voice matches up with the bank leaks. It all the pieces fit together perfectly. That you spent this money on fucking microtransactions and other shit when you were begging to keep your lights on.
Attention on your content because of it.
Yeah, that's what Becky did to me. When I put her to task about shit before she grifted her way onto that stupid fucking show, this is exactly similar to what she did, except she screamed more.
Yes, I do. You're going to have an issue having future guests come on your show if you yell at people like this. You understand? Like
I'm not yelling at you. I'm not
You
yelling at you.
He's shaming. He's shaming.
Oh, you absolutely have been yelling at me. And I'm not, just so you know, I'm not upset. All right. But you are very agitated.
Oh, well, then I apologize. I get agitated when people talk circles and they don't answer the questions
Okay.
and make
So-
excuses. You're making
so-
excuses. You're not answering the question. I'll let you answer, but let's go. I got more to show you.
Okay. So,
Oh, he's going to say he's punching down. That's coming soon.
in regards to everything that you just presented,
Even though he has a smaller channel than Phil's, but he's punching down.
okay, have you actually yourself called supposedly this phone line and heard all of that to confirm that it's real at all?
Oh, come on. Come on.
Oh, that's an unreasonable request. I've
I didn't-
confirmed that was the bank teller voice during
You don't
the
have
periods
to.
that
You
this
don't have
was
to say if
made.
it's reasonable. You don't have to say if it's reasonable. You just have to answer.
Okay,
the
so
question.
so
Did
I
you
didn't
hear it
commit a
yourself?
federal crime to get this evidence. Therefore, I'm not qualified to talk about it. Is that what you're saying?
It's not that you're not qualified.
And
to
I
talk
agree
about
with
it.
you. It's a
It's
federal
that-
crime. I don't condone what they did, but the information is out there. I got to use it.
So can you, within a shadow of a doubt, confirm that that information is actually real?
Yes, he just did.
I believe so. Yes.
So you're saying you can confirm it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How?
Because
You
of the correlations between things you mentioned on your show.
No.
And
That's
the
not what I'm asking.
charges.
That's
and
not
the
what I'm
charges.
asking. That's not what I've asked
All right, Phil all of a sudden is a fucking attorney.
at all. I'm not
Phil-
asking you if you think that could be my information. I'm saying, can you confirm that call?
Well, not 100%, but the preponderance of the evidence can confirm.
There you go. You can't confirm it's real, right? Why
All right,
can't you
so-
confirm it?
Fucking plausible deniability, and it's not even really that much there.
Because it was obtained through a federal crime. You understand that? So you don't know if it's real or not. So why do you think?
No,
you're gonna find out?
I have a reasonable suspicion based on available evidence that it's real.
That's fair enough.
Here you are crying about Burger King.
No, we're not done yet. We're
Here
not
you
done
are
yet.
crying about Burger King,
Steve,
and there's a Burger King charge at the same time on the bank leaks. Is that
Steve,
a coincidence? You
I'm
tell me.
trying to answer you, and you're already moving on and talking over me. Do you understand why you're going to have a hard time getting guests moving forward if you act like
I don't have a hard time getting guests because I don't really. Yeah, I don't. I do
trying
most
to-
of my shows solo. I don't care if I have a hard time getting guests.
I'm trying to be reasonable
Yeah, I'm in the same club.
with you.
You
I'm
came
trying
here.
to work
You
with
came
you.
here tonight to clear some things up. I thought I'm trying to help you
No,
find that
actually-
road to redemption, and
actually,
you're just
no, that's-
obfuscating, and you're.
That's not what I'm here for at all. I'm here because you asked me to come on the show, and you said that you wanted to talk about my past as a creator. You
We
wanted
did.
to bring up some of the things that my detractors have said, and
We
you said it
did.
would be about 90 minutes to about 2 hours, and I agreed, and that was it.
Are you
Right?
going to run already? Come on.
I'm not. What are you talking about? Who's running? I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, come on. All right. Well, I'm going to ask you to
There are
respond to
entries
this.
in the bank.
I'm going to ask you to
But
respond
I'm not.
to this.
But we're not done yet. I'm still.
Well, I'm
not
still
done
I'm still
answering.
showing you the overwhelming evidence. There's overwhelming evidence that the bank leaks are real, and you say you want to
Okay.
address it. So let's go through this video,
No.
and you tell me where it's wrong.
Okay, hold
There
on.
are entries in the bank
Why
leaks
do we have
for
to? Can
beauty
you please pause the
personal
video
hygiene.
so I can respond?
Yeah.
I
But
want
you
to
have
talk,
responded.
But you still
Next.
haven't let me even finish a single answer yet. Okay? So let me follow what I have to say, and then you can do whatever you want. All right? You just admitted you cannot actually verify that call is real. You have great reason and suspicion to accept it or think that it's real, but you can't 100% prove it.
I
That's
believe a judge and jury would agree with me
That's
in a
fine,
court of law.
but you can't prove it, correct?
Nothing can be proved 100%. You're right, but the
Okay.
correlations.
Now,
Wow. Phil, you were such a scumbag, dude.
Phil, eight
No,
times
no,
on your show you talked about getting a haircut, and the charges are there at the appropriate dates. That's a coincidence? That's all a coincidence.
dude, you're doing it again.
Because it's frustrating when you're getting caught in a lie and you continue to lie.
You're talking and screaming over the guest instead of having a conversation.
You're not
Well,
answering the questions. You're talking in circles and making excuses.
I'm giving my answer. You still haven't let me finish.
That fucking
Okay?
chicken
You
sandwich,
still haven't
too.
let me finish.
You'll never
I've
go
given
away.
my side of this story of what it is. I don't know if your viewers are actually interested in what my side of the story is or not, because as you can tell, we're not really even talking about what I said. It's just you're just 100%.
Because you haven't said anything. You're just saying, "Oh, have they got the information? How they got the information is a federal crime. It's illegal." Dude, yeah,
I'm the pants pisser.
Yeah, seriously.
Troll McTrollington donated $7 through Super Chat. This deep diver went ultra deep just like intro guy's bowels.
That was good.
saying convinced that it's real. So I don't
based
think
on
that anything,
based on an exhaustive investigation, yes.
right.
And one of the reasons that I'm sure that some of your detractors are right is because number one, they bring receipts, and number two, the hallmark of a great researcher is that somebody could go after that researcher and find the same information and say, okay, that researcher did a good job, because I found the same thing. I went after this researcher on Pig Go, and they're 100% right. You talk about getting a haircut, it's on the bank leaks. How did these people know every time you talked about getting a haircut in an 18-month period, 8 times? And 8 for 8, it's on the bank leaks when you talked about it on your show, getting a haircut.
Okay. Are you done? Can I keep responding with my answer now?
I'm trying to get you to answer. Yeah.
I'm trying to answer, but you keep yelling over me every time I try. All right. Just let me say what I have to say then. You cannot confirm it's real, but you believe it is real based on all this circumstantial evidence. Fair enough.
I believe everybody that doesn't have a mental deficiency would believe it's real. Yeah.
I'm the pants pisser.
Bloody GB donated $6.99 through Super Chat. Phil adheres to the George Costanza school of thought. Remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
Let me show you something real quick. This explains everything about Phil. He really needs, he's mentally ill. He's really has severe issues. All right. DSP Gaming. It's still an answer. Stuttering.
I'm the
Craig.
pants pisser.
Lyoko Warrior donated $5 through Super Chat. So Phil is trying to sell me that it's a federal crime to hack his bank statements while also claiming they're fake. If that's not pignosis, what is?
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. For those 12 people, he has to hold up that fucking fake shit that still believe him. And they probably that person Jade, who can't even form a sentence, they're going to buy it, I guess. Oh man, this may have actually took him down. This may be it. I just don't see it, dude. I don't see how after this, and we're not even we'll have to finish this next time I stream, probably on Saturday. Let me see if I could find where he fucking said that to Phil.
I don't know how to handle that, Phil. And I'm not going to apologize for people who gave us money because they felt we either did a good job or we felt like we missed something, or did you hear about this? I'm not going to apologize for that. I told you I will gladly give that money to a charity.
Watch
right?
this.
And I'll give it to a charity in your name, right?
Great.
But if you don't want that, that's fine, and that's totally okay.
I'm speechless. You actually think that giving that money to a charity?
This is when he was peak in his mind casino arc, where the king had his resurgence. The botched chicken sandwich is DSP's only. No, May 1st, jerking off on May 1st, 2016 was peak Phil. Quasar Blade. Kane, there's only a 99.9% what you're saying true. Therefore, it's actually fake news. And my Street Fighter skills are tremendous. Dude, watch what he says here, Kane. Watch what I think this is the clip.
A year and a half later is going to somehow make you look good or something? What are you talking about?
No. I hope that I could care less. What I care about is helping you move on, because you clearly are clinging on to this, right? And like I said, I'm sorry that this happened, right? But I'm not sorry for the words that you said, right? Once again, if somebody feels a certain way about you, it's based off your actions, right? I'm live 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. People see me, they know me by now, right? I've been doing this for almost 20 years. So people have a pretty good idea of me and my character. And for you to attack my...
I've heard things about your character, though. Greg. Can't say any former employees and stuff.
Character, I mean this with all due respect, Phil. Go fuck yourself, because you don't know. I've gone out of my way, Phil, to treat you with respect via email the entire time. I've gone out of my way to treat you with respect and be courteous to you continuously. And I'm sorry that you're upset that I didn't check my email for 23 hours. I'm sorry for that. Like, and I'm sorry that that I was pissed that you were talking shit about me, right? But I hope we can move past this. I really do. And I hope that this helps you turn the page. Will it do it? Probably not. But one thing that I do really hope is I hope that people don't send you super chats in regards to me. But no, I hope people send you lots of money in regards to me. I hope I'll be the first one.
No, it's not it.
Talking about myself. And I'll send you a super chat momentarily here in just a few minutes.
I don't want you to send me any super.
No, never mind. There's where is interviewing?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, fair enough. I can't change your mind. There's no reason to argue with anything.
I'm the
right?
pants pisser.
Like, why?
RTU's Brothers After Work Burrito donated $5 through Super Chat. Phil is a man.
Oh, he sure is.
Why would I sit here and say, well, here's what it really is? There's no point. No matter what I do, I'm not going to convince you otherwise. Correct?
Because there's nothing to convince, because everything ties together perfectly that you spent the money on this shit when you were begging for it.
Now, I will say this. Whether or not it's real or not doesn't matter. If it is real, all it means is that I was an idiot who spent a lot of money like a moron very frivolously, and I made lots of mistakes, right? But
don't you think it'd be better to just admit that and move on than this
let me
keep coming
continue.
up?
You got to let me finish. You got to stop talking over the guest. So
We're
I can
having a
finish my
conversation.
statement.
I'm not talking over you.
I'm trying. I'm just trying to finish my statement. And I lose track of my thought when you interrupt me like that, Steve. Just so you know. And again, I'm not angry. I get it. But please let me finish
You're very angry. You're very angry.
my train of thought here. Okay.
All right.
So even if every single thing in those bank leaks are absolutely positively true, all it means is that I was very irresponsible with my money. I was in a bad financial situation.
No, it would mean you committed fraud. Sorry to interrupt you again. That's what it would mean. All right.
All it would mean is
Is
that,
that you committed fraud?
In what way? Because I
Because
told
you told everybody
bank
that you
that
needed because you told everybody that you needed money for one thing and you spent it on other things. That's a form of consumer fraud to some people's minds.
Absolutely.
Wait, what? So let me get this straight. You think that if someone is on a stream and says contribute to my stream because I need money
To pay my
tomorrow to
mortgage.
okay, and then they actually
You spent
some of the money-
40,000 on a mobile game. Yeah.
Okay, but that's not what happened. Even if the bank leaks are real, that's not what happened.
All right. I will go until 7 in the morning because I'm a fucking psychopath with this. I am forcing myself to go to bed. Lyoko, thank you. Phil, not Phil scolding him like a Bob does a child. Yeah, I got it, dude. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'll end up getting up at like 3 in the afternoon, and Lauren will drop kick me in the balls. So thank you so much. And I thought too, like I said, I appreciate you guys for supporting the show. And I was like, you know what, let's keep going. I'm having fun with this anyway. I'll be back again on Saturday. I'll probably schedule the stream tomorrow for the pizza where I'm going to be burning my asshole and have bugs coming out of it. That should be fun too. Probably be snowed in that day as well. So have a good one, guys. Thank you so much for the support. And I'll see you again in like 48 hours. No, a little less than that because it's already Friday. Have a good one.